Hey y'all, this week's episode of The Read is brought to you by Smile Direct Club. If you want a smile that makes you feel like $1,000,000 without paying a fortune, then Smile Direct Club is for you. They make it easy to get the smile you've always wanted for up to 60% less than the cost of braces. Get started by taking the free 30-second smile assessment online to find out if you're a candidate and get a free at-home impression kit with rebate and $100 off your aligners when you go to smiledirectclub.com/podcast and use offer code The Read. Again, that's smiledirectclub.com/podcast with code The Read. Let them know we sent you. Get your smile in order. Now let's move on and start the show.
There I go, there I go, there I go, there I go. Pretty baby, you are the soul, snaps my control. Such a funny thing, but every time you're near me, I never can behave. You give me the smile and then I'm wrapped up in your magic.
Wow.
There's music all around me, crazy music, music that keeps calling me so. Very close to you, turns me your slave. Come and do to me anything you want to. Anything, baby, just let me connect to you.
Shit.
So am I insane or do I really see heaven in your eyes?
Yes.
Bright as stars that shine up above you in the clear blue skies. How I worry about you, just can't live my life without you. Baby, come here, don't have no fear. Oh, is there a wonder why I'm really feeling in the mood for love?
Wow, I've never known the words to that song.
I don't remember the rest of them.
I mean, that's so many of them. Wow. Next stop is set at Disney's.
Weather, my dear, this little dream might fade away. There I go, talking out of my head again, nigga. Won't you come and put our two hearts together?
Oh, yeah, you need a
And
mixtape.
make me strong and brave.
Yes.
Oh, when we are one, I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid. Come on and let it rain. I'm sure our love together could endure a hurricane. Oh, my baby, won't you please let me love you and get relief from the
I wish I could sing this
misery. I don't remember the rest of it.
Yes, Fury Holiday. Give it to us.
Hey, guys, welcome back to the show. I'm, I don't know, Brian McKnight.
And I am Birdie. Come on, Brian McKnight.
And this is The Read.
You better show them how they pussy work.
I have no... And you know, as I was saying Brian McKnight, I had a very quick flashback to that song. And I was like, was it him?
I think it was.
It was him.
I think
It was.
Let me. I'm not going to vulgar.
When I tell you
What an awful
the
decision
weed
that
man
was.
had just left his house.
Had to.
Just left the house.
I mean, and with that good brand new shit.
That
okay?
chronic.
Some fucking dro, all right.
Wow.
Was not ready.
A singer. Welcome back to the show, everyone. Let's not waste any time. We'll dive right into it. This week, Black Excellence goes to Leslie Irby. I believe she's around 22. I don't want to guess. But Leslie Irby is the first known African-American woman with a disability to get a pilot's license.
What? Okay.
Now, love this story personally. Leslie decided that she wanted to be a pilot. Her idol at 16, Bessie Coleman, which I'm already
I love
standing.
that.
Like, in case you don't know, Bessie Coleman, first Black woman, first Native woman to receive a pilot license in the country, I believe.
I think so, yeah.
And so, yeah, she decided, well, me as well. And very much in Atlanta, was a part of a program called ACE, the Aviation Career Enrichment Program. As a part of a larger organization called the Organization of Black Aerospace Professionals. So that's where she sort of got her in and started to fly for the first time at 16 years old. Again, let me remind you.
Okay.
Just chasing her dreams and so on and so forth. Now, unfortunately, in 2013, she was involved in a car accident that injured her spine, and she's been in a wheelchair. Now, the thing about this story that, again, I read on Because of Them We Can, that like really shone super bright to me is that she says the first day she was told that she'd be in a wheelchair, she says to the therapist and everybody, well, do y'all have a pink one that I can borrow? And everybody busted out laughing.
Yes, okay, style.
And she refers to her wheelchair as a blessing, and it's just had a really positive outlook on it. And that was one of those things that that you like read or see or whatever, and you can like feel God behind you being like, yeah.
Yes, for real.
I made her too, just like I made your raggedy, ungrateful black behind. Yeah, catch up. Like I just feel
like God is not talking to you like that, but yes.
No. He knows.
I mean, but I'm just saying.
But yes, so she did not give up on her passion for flying, and came across a program called Able Flight, which is basically a mission to get people with disabilities into flying. And they have like specific hand controls in these sport planes that are made specifically for pilots with disabilities.
Yeah.
So she said, I was selected among 9 other aviators to be part of Able Flight's 10th anniversary class. We started our flight training at Purdue University on May 18th.
Wow.
And as of today, she officially has a sports pilot license.
I actually Googled her and found her Instagram, and she is posed, okay, in her Delta Sigma Theta shirt.
Sorority Incorporated,
that's
absolutely.
Right,
so.
in her chair, and Mama is absolutely beaming. And fighting and bopping on vacation as well. Okay, I see you swimsuit pics. Listen,
so
she said, one little accident ain't gonna stop no show.
I mean, period. I don't give a fuck what those
okay, there's still fighting to be done. Oh, shout out to you, Leslie. That is really great.
So she's flying out here. You can probably just look up at the sky, and if you're a Delta, you know what sign to shine into the heavens. And she says that she hopes to be able to inspire people the way that Bessie inspired her, and she's planning to pursue her private pilot license as well.
Wow.
So I loved this story. Shout out to you, Miss Leslie, or we speak your black excellent ass name.
That is really beautiful.
So this week in our pop culture segment, the Little Top of Horrors.
Mess.
I almost got ugly with that one, but I'm just going to keep that to myself.
Was you going to name names or something?
You know. I'm not going to keep that to themselves.
You ain't shit.
Anyways, also pretty black and excellent. Well, first of all, The Lion King. Numbers. That's it.
Oh, man.
We're finished.
Okay.
Numbers. Lion King, what they're pushing at like 200 million domestic right now.
Absurd.
Something dumb. I mean,
something just ridiculous.
I mean, but this is The Lion King.
#1 movie in the world, right? I mean, but you know, every live action remake don't do numbers like that.
So. True, but it's The Lion King.
True.
I mean,
right.
Here we are. Saw the film. Thursday night, cried as well. Fully cried. Shed tears. Yeah. Do not feel. I actually didn't cry as many times as I thought it would.
Mm-hmm. No, me either.
The Mufasa scene got me. Circle of Life got me, and then I sort of got teary at Remember Who You Are.
Yeah, that was
Mufasa in the sky part. Yeah, definitely got
that tugged at the heartstrings. I cried at Circle of Life, the opening and the closing scenes of the movie.
Yeah,
the tears just automatically poured out of my body. But I couldn't even watch the Mufasa part. When the stampede started and he had gotten down there and got Simba off that tree or whatever, I was like, well, this is the point where I pull out my phone and start looking at Instagram because I am not fucking watching something that broke my heart when I was like 10 years old.
Still pretty bad.
Right. And now it's in live action too. So it's like that adorable little baby lion crying over his daddy. No thanks.
Two of my... they're not even complaints. One of them is like a legit piece of criticism, and the other one is just kind of like well, it is what it is. Mm-hmm. Now, the is what it is sort of that it is quote unquote live action, photorealistic CGI, whatever the fuck it is, right? So, with that being said, like the Mufasa death scene actually wasn't as devastating as the animated one, because being that these are supposed to be like real animals and stuff like that, they don't have as much expression in their faces or whatever as you can with the animation. So you don't see like the anguish in Simba's face when he realizes that his daddy is dead. But you do get, and they were fucked up for this. You had like a little moment where this little baby, this little tiny lion cub, pushes his paw against his dad.
Oh, no.
Like, that part was pretty fucked up. And shout out to young JD, the voice of young Simba, who, because his voice acting in that scene completely made up for the fact that you're really just looking at a lion's face not moving much. Right. So that was like... I know I saw some people talking about how they wish that it would have been more cartoon-like and it looked too real and all that stuff. And y'all niggas confuse me because, like,
didn't we
honestly,
have that cartoon?
You can watch it today. You can watch it today. It looks better than it did when it came out because they've remastered and 4K'd and restroked and all of this other shit in here. It's just as good as it was when it came out in the fucking 90s. You can still watch that one. Furthermore, you bitches knew what the fuck time it was ages ago. You saw clips. You saw trailers. You saw posters. You knew what the fuck time it was. I sat in that movie. Like, first of all, I can't remember the last time I watched the animated one. So it's really... It was actually beautiful how nostalgia works because there were so many things I remembered almost frame for frame.
Me too.
Line for line. And like my favorite moments in the movie just came back to me. But at the same time, I knew what we were walking into. So there were certain things I knew weren't going to be the same or just wouldn't be there at all. For instance, Just Can't Wait to Be King. I knew not to expect a fucking tower of fucking animals.
That's not going to happen.
With Nala and Simba at the top. They wasn't finna do that.
Right. Because real animals do not do that.
They wouldn't.
And that's the thing, like everything that happened in the movie felt like something real animals would do. It looked realistic. And that is what I wanted to see out of the live action version of this. Taylor showed me something on the Shade Room where people had like edited some of the photos to make them look more cartoonish or more animated. And it's like, this doesn't look bad, but also this isn't what a live action movie is. Right.
You clearly just want to watch the one you grew up with. You can just look at it.
It's been out for like 25 years.
I don't
You can really go look at it whenever you want.
Another example, one of my favorite moments in the entire film, and probably one of my favorite moments in a Disney movie, period, from The Lion King, is when Timon says, "What do you want me to do? Dress up in drag and do the hula?" And they jump cut to him in drag, doing that song with Pumbaa with that apple in his mouth. I knew they were not going to do that because that would not. Do you see how?
You see how like an animal wouldn't actually do that because that's not what happened.
What they did instead was have that little Beauty and the Beast reference where he was about to sing Be Our Guest and then they chased them. I thought that was cute instead. And to that point, I thought that Billy Eichner, Seth Rogen, John Oliver, like the comedians in the film, I love that they were given the space to sort of like ad-lib a bit and improvise and like throw in their own jokes rather than taking every single joke from the original, which was great.
It felt good. Like I enjoyed it. I noticed the differences in the script, like small though they were. I'm trying to think. Oh my God. The part that I almost had to get up and walk out the theater. After Mufasa died and Simba leaves, Scar tells him to leave or whatever, and he's walking in the desert by himself.
Yeah, that fucked with a lot of
then he
people.
just lays the fuck down to die and the buzzards all swarm around him. I was just like, this baby.
Some of it is rougher.
I was like, this is rough.
A young cat. It's like, damn, this blows.
Oh, and how everybody, like all of his new vegetarian friends are all, or not vegetarian, but not carnivores, are all like, so like a fucking lion though?
Yes.
Like, bitch, I get that's your friend, but nigga, that's still a whole ass lion.
I loved like the little stuff that they added in that was new. The scene with Nala leaving Pride Rock. Yeah. I thought that was interesting and stuff. My one actual little criticism that I mentioned, first of all, Scar didn't give me enough Butch Queen. You know, I didn't feel the cuntiness that I'm used to within Scar.
Okay.
I thought the voice actor was good for what it was, but then they also just trampled over Be Prepared. Like, did you, like, by the time I realized that they were doing Be Prepared was over. Like, it was like half spoken word and then they were just chanting Be Prepared.
Okay.
I didn't, Be prepared as a moment.
You're right. That's okay. See, you were looking forward to that though.
It's a great song.
You have a Scar thing.
It's a classic villain moment.
You wanted Scar to be doing like the absolute most.
I wanted her to be Sydney. Because usually you love to hate him, and this one I just hated.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess I didn't even really notice that, but he was like genuinely the fucking worst. And I mean, obviously I already knew how the movie was going to go, but I was surprised at how entertained I was by it. And like you, it's been a long time since I've seen the animated version. So I kept thinking, oh, this is the part where, and then I'll be like, oh no, I'm very wrong. This is the part where, you know, something totally different happens.
Oh, one more criticism. I didn't, some of the things that were in the movie, I didn't even remember until we were like seconds away from it, right? And so the scene where, first of all, the money on the ticket is worth it just to hear Seth Rogen's laugh come out of a warthog. Like, the moment that I heard Seth Rogen's classic laughter coming out of this fat pig, I was like, gold. But the, like, you know, the in the original, I meant to go back and watch it this weekend, but there's that moment at the end where Pumbaa says, "They call me Mr. Pig," and he like beats all the hyenas' ass. I remember that was a callback to a line from the beginning. So it was like a payoff in that moment to see like Pumbaa standing up for himself and then like fucking these hyenas up. And they changed it to something else in the movie where I feel like
an anti-bullying thing.
But there was no real reference to him not liking bullies earlier in it that I caught anyway. So it kind of didn't have like the you're talking about the climax of the film. So it didn't really have like the kick to it that I feel like the original part. But again, that's nitpicky stuff. I
mean,
I thought overall it was beautiful.
It's a valid criticism. I actually don't remember whether he talked about that in the beginning or not, the whole bullying thing. I don't know if maybe that was something they were talking about when they first saw Simba and he was like, nigga, we need to get this lion on our side. You know what I'm saying? But I thought they fit Spirit in perfectly with the movie. I was just like, wow, could there be a better spot for this? Like, I just thought it was really well done.
It's like a great accent to the movie that you love. And I feel like that a lot of people are going into these remakes and reboots and stuff looking for like the same joy that you got from the original. You likely will not get it. So
no, you definitely won't, because you have so much sentimental value attached to that one that came out when you were a kid.
And this is different.
Right. So that's why your kids are looking at you crazy in the movie theater when you're crying at the most random non-sad parts of the movie, because you are feeling something way deeper than what's happening on screen necessarily. Some of the, you know, the mouth movements and shit threw me off. I was like, okay, this is a little you know, lions don't talk, basically. So I'm like, y'all's mouths are really moving,
that's what I'm saying. They showed us what we were signing up for. So you kind of have to just be like, okay, this is at least what I'm getting. So I don't understand where a lot of people's confusion from.
Oh, I really just thought it was gorgeous. Like the scenery, how do you not? The very first fucking scene when all them animals are going ape shit over Simba, like, how do you not cry?
As soon as he rolled over in his mama's arms, I was like, okay, I'm done.
Fuck me. Just fuck me.
It's like the moment you first see him. I'm like, okay, no, this is where
Especially because at first he turns and looks at Rafiki, and then he's like, okay, I guess I'll give you my full attention. But at first he's like, I mean, I'm over here with my mama.
When he cracked that herb in half or whatever, he was like, oh, you got toys.
Oh, okay.
Cool, let's play.
All right.
Yeah, see, and this is another part of the reason why, like, all of this fucking hogwash about the Little Mermaid, they're coming from white people. Because even if they would have cast the white girl to play Ariel in this movie, you would have still found something to be mad about.
100%.
Sebastian ain't finna look the way, if he's in the movie at all, is not going to look that way. Because guess what? That would look crazy. I guarantee you that the nigga's gonna be a hermit crab or some other kind of fucking crab or air animal. Flounder likely won't be a big fat blue and yellow fish.
You know,
flounders don't look like that. I don't know a fish that does.
Nemo, and it's just not realistic. And that's the point of the live action versions. They look a lot more. Flounders are not like cute, adorable little fish. They're actually hideous.
Yeah, they're like. Unless his name was just Flounder, he was some other kind of fish.
I mean, perhaps.
But either way, he won't look like that.
Exactly.
If he's in the movie. I believe he's in the movie.
So I feel like with realistic expectations, I truly did enjoy the movie. Thought it was beautifully shot, incredibly well done. The kid actors,
Slade.
They need all of it.
Slade.
Just give them every last one of
Slade.
their fucking rewards because and I really enjoyed John Oliver as Zazu.
Yes.
Really did.
Very much.
Yes.
And I also love that they gave Nala green eyes. Like in the
they
original.
did. Yes.
I just thought that was a nice touch. I don't know why. I just appreciated that her eyes were green.
See, now I don't know if lions have naturally green eyes.
I don't know.
I didn't even question
I feel like they
it.
don't.
I was just like, sure, why not?
I feel like they don't. But I've always known that the Nala in the Disney movie, the cartoon, had green eyes. So when I saw her pop up, young Nala with them green eyes, I was like, that's cute. But
y'all didn't want her to just have green eyes. Y'all wanted her to have them big ass Disney princess eyes. It's like, bitch, this is
Sailor Moon anime big ass eyes. That's what y'all
them
wanted.
eyes that take up 80% of your face, and it's like, girl, that's not what we're doing here. Oh man, the scene where he's doing I Just Can't Wait to Be King, and they're trying to lose
Get away
Zazu.
from Zazu, yeah.
I was like, okay, this is one where I feel like this is better done in the live action than in the animated, because I got a better sense of like they really had to try, right?
Yeah.
And it was less like, you know, animals dancing around and being ridiculous, and more like, yo, they are really doing their best to dodge this fucking bird.
I disagree. I absolutely love the charm of the original with all of the dancing and the extraness and stuff like that.
The choreography.
But yeah. The blocking. I just really before the song started, I just said to myself, I can't wait to see how they're going to like visualize this.
Yeah.
Because I know that there are things that they just cannot do. I'm curious to see how they're going to take one of the bigger, brighter scenes and make it. I love the shots of them running underneath the giraffes as they were drinking water and stuff. I felt like that sort of was like a nicer, realistic take in what they were trying to do with the other one. Mm-hmm. But you're right in that it did make it clearer what they were doing in that scene, which was trying to lose Homeboy.
Right. And it was like, it wasn't like, oh, we got away, you know, immediately or whatever. Like, them niggas had to really try and like really be deceitful and like really sneak and all that. I loved when they first got to the elephant graveyard and met the hyenas. Like, I was more afraid in the live action movie than I was in the animated one, because I realized then, like, yo, hyenas, I've never seen one, you know, in real life. Mm-hmm. So I guess I've always just thought of them as like kind of mangy ass cats. But them niggas looked like some fucking predators. And
hyenas don't play.
And for half a second, I was like, yo, they are going to tear Simba the fuck up. Like, they could have ate Simba and Nala right there in a matter of seconds.
Yeah, it brings out a lot of intensity in some of this stuff, because you're looking at what seems to be real creatures or whatnot. So it does add that or whatever to it. But then I think that there's also a balance in that some scenes are less charming than the original, because they're able to do more with the drawing and whatever. Right. So all in all, I thought that it was great, but I think that's because, like I said, I walked into it sort of accepting what it was about to be. Great. The gift.
Absolutely a present to us all. I listened to it before I listened to this new soundtrack. I don't even know.
Oh, yeah, I did. I did too.
I absolutely did. I went in and made a gift playlist where it's like just the music and not the clips from the movie. But
seeing the movie before I listened to it, though, was great.
I did not do that. I canceled my Thursday tickets because I was so sick. So I went this morning, but that did not stop me.
The gift dropped like in the middle of my screening.
Oh, wow.
So when I was done,
it really was a gift for you.
It was, it was like, here. Damn. Thanks for coming. Like, nice. So I got to go home and like hear a lot of the scenes over again in those interludes. And I thought that they added so much to it. Bitch, when Spirit comes on in the end, it is an ascension.
Oh, it is. It is.
Quick favorite songs.
I mean, absolutely Brown Skin Girl. I feel like that's everybody's favorite.
And can we just all just have a good time and get along? We all black. And
you know, we're not. It actually, nobody's gonna, no.
You know they like seeing us fight, right?
Niggas are not gonna do that. Right. But Bigger actually had me crying. Like, I was like, so Beyonce, this is how you gonna start the shit off, bitch? Like, you really gonna, okay. Beyonce shit talking on Move Forever, I'll Never Get Over, Don't Jealous Me, and
that is my song.
Other Side.
I'm here for favorites. The bops. Don't Jealous Me, Water, My Power.
Oh, yes, My Power. Tierra Whack went off. You did not have to snap like that, girl. Damn.
At all. Shout out to Philly.
Chalet.
Already. Other Side.
Honestly, they're all good.
I mean, yeah, there isn't a bad song.
They're all good, but yeah, Beyonce put a lot of artists that the mainstream definitely does not know or pay attention to on the map with this album, and I hope they all see increased success from it.
Strong and legitimate criticism for the lack of Eastern African artists on there, but
that's real. Because like this takes place in Eastern Africa, right?
So
you know,
but I enjoyed the music.
Yeah,
like
I did too.
I saw a lot of like African people saying like, "Now I feel how I feel, but this is a bop here." I enjoy track 7.
I follow a lot of Nigerians, and they were like, "I mean, so yeah, we would be mad as well, but we not." Bitch, we're all fucking jamming.
I thought it was a fair criticism, but I do like the
music.
It
is. It's fair. But at the same time, I really like the music, and I feel like I don't really have a dog in that fight.
Yeah, like I can only just be like, I hope everybody loves each other.
I'll let everybody, on the mainland, the home continent, I'll let them, argue about that.
Speaking of music, I would just like to take this time to mention that Lil Nas X has been on the #1 spot on Billboard for 16 of God's weeks on Earth.
That's right.
So this means that he is now tied with Despacito.
Oh, Christ Jesus.
And One Sweet Day by Mariah Carey and Boyz II Men.
Well, I don't give a shit about Despacito. I know a lot of you will be emotionally devastated. You will be gutted if this song takes One Sweet Day's official title or whatever,
don't.
But I don't really give a shit about things like
That's without
that.
inflation.
I don't. Right. Like, you can never compare some of these artists, like, selling the numbers they did, like, the tickets that they sold.
A lot of the artists like to do it.
I mean, but like when people were really out here and it was like your plays are coming from niggas requesting your song on the radio, or people buying your actual single, like going and buying a CD that had the song and 2 remixes on it.
Leaving the home.
Yes, to go buy it.
To go and buy it.
Right.
Yeah.
These kids can literally press a button and listen to the same song over and over as much as they fucking want to. So you can't, it's 2 different eras of...
And they might pay for Apple Music.
It's 2 different eras of music production and the way that we take in music.
Because there's when One Sweet Day came out.
Yeah.
And then there is, Mommy, I said play Old Town Road again. I don't give a damn.
Those kids don't get tired. They do not get tired. I
don't give a damn that we at Fuddruckers, Mama. I want to hear Old Town Road.
Fuddruckers. Okay, you took it back, nigga. I ain't been to Fuddruckers since the 90s. Jesus.
Maybe 5th grade? I don't even know.
All right.
Well, shout out to Lil Nas X and his 16 weeks out here. That means, you know what? Coinage. It's a good thing that you gay, nigga, because that means can't one of these queens trap you with a baby.
Of all the things.
I'm just saying. You can put your horses on back and then tell them to hit the Old Town Road. Okay?
You are
Beat it.
Stupid.
Get out.
It really pays to put out a bunch of remixes of your shit.
Oh, I just wanted to also mention that Mahershala Ali will be playing Blade in the MCU. So I'm excited. It feels like Marvel Studios and the girls over at Disney absolutely know what they're doing. It feels like some of my faves are in great hands. They didn't talk too much about Black Panther 2 or the X-Men, but I feel as though, we're walking in the right direction. I feel as though when Storm is unveiled, we will be pleased. I feel like they know better, and they've been able to sit back and watch us criticize Fox's Storm decisions and other representations of an actual goddess, that they would just not play games with us when it comes to Storm being in the MCU. So I'm excited. And shout out to Mahershala Ali for taking over the role as Blade. Can't wait to see him in there. Wesley Snipes gave him a kind word or two in passing the mantle on, because he played Blade in like the first 3 movies, which was way back before there was an MCU.
No, I don't know, but
you don't know that Wesley Snipes was Blade in like 3 goddamn Blade movies?
Sure, I know that. No, I saw niggas being all emotional about Mahershala Ali being in this movie, and like, he's fine, so I'm excited, but I don't know what the fuck Blade is.
Blade is...
I don't know what that is. Let me Google
He's like a half vampire or half something.
No wonder.
And
half mortal, half immortal, out to avenge his mother's death.
See, you might be looking at the
and rid the world of
synopsis
vampires.
Listen, all you need to know.
Oh wow, it did really well.
All you need to know is that Blade was like, this is in the 90s that the first one came out. And it was one of the first black superheroes that was also based on a real black superhero that came out. And the movies were kind of fun. Not all of them were great, but...
Who's the real superhero it was based on? What's his name? Blade as well?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. Okay.
From Marvel.
Oh, okay.
So
no, I did not know none of this, but great. That's
so
great.
This is an exciting time for people of melanin and other people who just enjoy Blade to see that not only is he making a return, but he's making a return with Marvel Studios, and they casted the fuck out of it. So I'm excited.
Yeah, I saw all the nerds on my timeline really losing their minds, but it didn't really move me to go look it up. I don't.
And this may not be like T'Challa. You may not want to go and see this one.
It's only so much of that stuff. I can really, like the whole superhero fantasy genre and all that. It's like, and this sounds violent. This sounds bloody.
I'm interested to see where they go with it.
Okay,
that is what I will say.
All right,
because I mean, vampire blood. You know, there it is.
No, thank you.
I mean, but again, I don't think that they're going to go rated R with it. I mean, just maybe a strong 13.
Right. And I know what I can handle.
Right.
I covered my eyes when T'Challa was fighting in Black Panther.
So you're not going.
Right. I'm not going. I'm not going.
This isn't.
I can't watch people get bloody. I can't.
I know.
It's a swear. It's a hard line for me.
I'll be front row.
All right. Well, y'all enjoy your murder kill movie.
There's that. Wendy Williams is working with Lifetime on a biopic or biopic, depending on what line you fall on her life and career and dramatics. So that's apparently as much as I've got on the subject at the moment. But
I don't know how good this will be since she actually has a hand in it.
That's how I always feel about these things.
When they executive produce their own stories, then they always gloss things over a little bit. They always sweeten. Right, of course. Like, you want to tell the best story of yourself, but
you don't tell the whole story in your diary. You tell what the fuck you want to talk about.
Exactly. That's why I'm like, I mean, I feel like she's going to have to show some of the mess because part of the reason she is who she is the mess.
There's no Wendy Williams without mess.
But I just feel like it's going to be, you know, sweetened up and covered up and not like the real stanky ass, nasty ass story.
I feel as though they should get Yaya, who I believe played Whitney Houston in the Lifetime movie, to reenact that moment where Whitney cussed Wendy Williams out live on the radio. I mean, if that's not in the film, I don't know that I'd care to see it.
It like that is a grave error in judgment if y'all choose not to include that in this movie. I mean, Wendy, please. Be rational about this.
Just like, call Yaya up.
That was iconic, girl.
You can have a whole like crossover moment.
I would never let niggas forget that Wendy, help me, Jesus. I would never let y'all forget that Whitney Houston dragged me by my fucking asshole hairs. I would never. Like, y'all would constantly be reminded that I was touched by a legend.
It's just a classic piece of audio.
Right. So that should definitely happen.
And one of the best moments in radio.
I want to see the Wendy and Charlemagne fallout too, even though I really doubt they get into that. But I would like to see that. And I would like to see the mess associated with this husband.
So I feel as though the husband should just be played by McDonald's Grimace. Or perhaps they can just get like a production assistant to just stand in the shots with him with a sign that just says Kevin on it.
I was thinking more like
I don't think he deserves a moment.
I was thinking of so you remember Proud Family. What was the name of the real talk nigga who was supposed to be Magic Johnson?
Oh, shut up. Stop talking. I know it. Wait. No, don't Google it. Stop Googling. No, stop Googling this. Okay. I know it. Right. No, the more that you talk, the harder it becomes. Stop telling me. No, I know it. Be quiet. I know the answer. Wizard Kelly.
Wizard Kelly, yes.
Damn it.
I'm thinking something like Wizard Kelly where we never actually see his trifling ass face. We just know he's there and he has lines, but we never actually look at him. Like something like that for Kevin, perhaps. But you know, I guess we'll see. Will I watch this Wendy Williams movie? Maybe if one of y'all looks at it and tells me that it's the proper amount of trash.
Probably on Mr. Whopperman.
Okay. See, there you go.
I gotta stop name dropping him before y'all ruin that for me.
Right. I mean, because it's just a matter of time for somebody gets mad and be like, oh, delete. Yeah. DMCA complaints all over that bitch. Yeah, they not playing. But good for you, Wendy. She out here living her best life, okay? I saw her she had breakfast at Tiffany's for her birthday. Bitch was wearing a little crown and everything, stepping out. Yeah, having a good time.
She been wearing her tits out.
Yeah, wearing less and going out more. Yeah. That's right. Nice for what?
God bless her. Okay, so now I just want to preface the story by saying that domestic violent issues are never funny. Young Dro was arrested for throwing allegedly a plate of banana pudding at his girlfriend in Atlanta. No one was hurt.
What?
Apparently.
You're right. This isn't funny, but it's funny. A plate of
It's because pudding. It's banana pudding.
Right.
That's it.
Right.
That's it. It's because it's banana pudding and because they had the nerve to let us know that. Like you didn't even have to say that part.
You didn't. You could have just said he threw a plate at her and that would have been enough.
That would have been enough.
But like banana pudding is cold and soft, so it's like
and good. So I'm like
this is fucked up.
So apparently they were arguing over some money. Woo. And it says here on AJC that they both started throwing anything they could find at each other.
Help me, God.
The girlfriend decided she didn't want to press charges. But Young Dro was kept in jail because of a child support contempt order.
See? And when you know you behind on child support and you ain't paid that shit, the feds are looking for you. Right. Anybody? You should be doing your best to stay out of police custody. Because once you call them, it's up to them whether they arrest you. The girlfriend don't have to press charges. They can be like, we taking this nigga in anyway.
Right.
And that is that.
And that's what happened.
So yeah, I just saw he has a almost $1,300 bond.
Yep.
Because he owes almost $41,000 in child support.
Correct.
Wow, Dewan. Woo. The banana pudding.
D' J-U-A-N. Montrell Hart.
I'm having a real, like I'm picturing this banana pudding assault and I'm, okay, sorry. No. Who is
Did you have to waste the banana pudding? You know what I mean? Like, banana pudding is so delicious. I'm imagining this is Atlanta on top of that. So Lord
it was real good.
Knows it was good.
It was real good.
So this argument had to have been heated because you're just flinging around food.
Niggas don't waste banana pudding, first of all. Like,
now you where you supposed to be?
If you the type who eats banana pudding, you're not finna just throw that shit away.
Throwing shit at women and not paying your child support?
See, that's got you. Your anger got the best of you because you made a bunch of bad decisions that day, bitch. Well, I mean, Young Dro don't have $13,000 to get out of jail real quick.
You're so funny.
Am I? I mean, that was a real question. I mean, he ain't got an Amex he could put it on or nothing.
Who the black fuck knows? I have no clue.
Damn. Well.
So.
Yikes.
Daryl Johnson, formerly known as Robert Kelly's crisis manager. AKA Olivia Note.
What? He's having a bad week.
So he appeared on CBS this morning where he was being interviewed by Gayle King. And a clip of his started making loads and loads of rounds after he was taped saying, after Gayle asked him if he would allow his 20-something-year-old daughter to be around R. Kelly alone, he said emphatically, like, and with passion.
With gusto.
Multiple times.
Yes.
I would.
Hell no.
Never allow my daughter to be around an accused pedophile. And Gayle was like, okay, but do you see how that I would never allow my daughter to be around an accused pedophile? But do you understand how that contradicts? I would never.
Okay,
like,
I need you to come right on back over here to where we're trying to make some sense out of this nonsense.
Do you see why we're confused, Darrell?
How can you like stick up for this man, run damage control for him, be his crisis manager, and at the same time be like, but if I was you, I wouldn't let my little girl nowhere near this nigga? Do you believe in his innocence or not?
Bitch, you couldn't get halfway through 12 play before this nigga quit his job.
Okay.
Bitch, I'm talking about a smooth 45 minutes later.
I mean, he couldn't have been getting paid because I just don't think R. Kelly still has any fucking money. So
personally, I believe he was fired.
Should have left a lot. Oh,
I mean, where's R. Kelly to make a statement?
Get fired from your volunteer job. I wish I would.
How you get fired on your day off?
I mean, but still, this is an awful, like, for a crisis manager, this is the absolute worst answer you could have given. Like, you're supposed to lie just like you've been lying for R. Kelly all this time any fucking way.
This the one thing you said that I believed you on.
Right. Exactly. If you gonna go with the lie, you really gotta sell the whole thing. You can't be like, R. Kelly is innocent of all charges, blah, 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 y'all this and that, lying on this man, at the same time be like, yeah, my little girl could never be anywhere near this nigga. I would never let
like when I tell you with his check.
It can't be both. It can't be both.
Would never. Then this nigga gonna DM TMZ a video talking about some.
Didn't.
Oh, you know, well, he said that he didn't step down because of the interview, but rather because he has a family member that is on their deathbed, and so he's going to go attend to that, which I am not even going to make a very funny joke about because it could be true. However, he goes on to say, I don't have no problem with Gayle and with CBS or whatever,
of course
but
you don't.
it's just, he said something like, you know, it's just that things can be chopped or something. Like he implied that they like edited the video to make it seem like he wasn't saying what he said.
Right.
Sistren, she asked you a clear and concise question.
Right.
You answered it 6 times.
Yes.
Nary a jump in sight. Not one cut in the video. You said what the Nene Leaks the fuck you said, bruh. Why? Who edited what? You were clear on what you were talking about.
Yes. Sir.
And then he tried to double back talking about, I would absolutely let my daughter be around Robert Kelly alone. Okay. No, you wouldn't. No, you're a fucking liar.
Right. Please don't
You're an
insult
unemployed
us now.
lie.
Right. Like, if you really felt like CBS was kind of shady or whatever and fucked up the editing and made something look like it wasn't, wouldn't you have learned that lesson after Robert did his interview with CBS? And Gayle, so it's like, if you really felt that way about CBS or Gayle King, why would you go and do an interview after your client fucked himself over by doing an interview? It just don't, so much about this man and what his job is supposed to be versus what he actually says just don't add up. It just is not making no fucking sense. He'll probably end up in jail too before too long, honestly, because he's probably committed some crimes in order to cover things up for R. Kelly. He probably has. Well, but you know, the feds got your ass now. So,
all I know is
R.I.P.
Gayle hit you with a hot take. Okay. And you weren't thinking about no crisis management, nigga. That shit was personal.
Yep.
Because you could have even flipped this shit. And he was like, bitch, I told you that nigga can't come nowhere around mine.
I love my daughter. Okay. So then why are you working for R. Kelly?
Don't take this Pokemon trainer ass haircut and go on somewhere.
I was about to ask you if you could explain the haircut to me. I don't know what the fuck that is going on top of his head. You know how sometimes the gay community starts something and then the straights pick it up and they ruin it? That's honestly what I thought happened here.
I'm just waiting for Pray Tell to cuss him the fuck out.
Thank you. And then the weird goatee, it's kind of a goatee, but it's kind of like a little wide to be a goatee, but it's
no shade. He looks like somebody that would defend an idiot.
He does. So, but sir, this was just, it can't be both.
You have a liar's brows.
It just cannot be both. That's it.
What else is going on? Little Bow Wow was, I think Little Bow Wow is on the sickest shut-in list.
He ought to be if he's not already. I don't even know what he did this time.
He said something disrespectful about Ciara.
Why won't Ciara's exes just go the fuck
because she's happy and not worried about them, and that's the blackest bottom fucking line.
Ciara and Bow Wow haven't been together since Like 9/11? It's been so long. What the fuck is going on here? How did her name even come up in a place for Bow Wow to respond or have anything to say? Now I want to know.
He was invited somewhere in public for whatever reason,
no.
and or maybe not even invited, allowed to be there. And you know, there are only so many Bow Wow songs to recognize.
Right.
One of the ones I guess they decided to play was "Like You."
Oh yeah, the one with Ciara.
Did with Ciara.
Yes.
And at some point during the song, he said, "I had this bitch first," which is like A, incorrect,
right,
and B, completely irrelevant,
right? Like you were absolutely not Ciara's first boyfriend. I don't even know Ciara's life like that, and I know you weren't her first boyfriend.
It's people like 3 years younger than you that don't even know that y'all dated,
right? And why should they? Because it went nowhere and it means nothing. Especially now in 2019 when this woman is married and posting dancing videos and her kids on Instagram
with
every day.
With her 2 children.
Right.
By other people. Like, I don't understand.
Her baby and they mommy and me swimsuits. What is wrong with these niggas?
I don't understand where the whole, like, I had this person first thing comes from. I don't even...
It has to be like a straight man thing.
I don't even think that it's like exclusive to straight men. I just think it's just like an egotistical thing that a lot of niggas do, and probably even some fucking women, to be honest with you. But I just don't understand. Like, are you?
What do you get from that?
What does that mean to you? Do you believe that there are just women out here who only sleep with one person? I don't understand.
Yeah.
Like, someone's gonna be your first, right? And first of all, Bow Wow, I don't believe that you were her first anything. But even if you were, you're talking about years ago,
right? It does not matter.
You're talking about. I'm talking about when phones went. Like, we're talking about.
Oh God, when niggas was on that Nextel chart. Oh my God.
It probably predates that. I don't even know. Not to mention, you couldn't even afford to park the nigga's car that she with now.
Come on.
So why are we even, like, I don't understand.
I really don't. I don't get the need to say anything like that, because what does it mean in real life today, 2019? That you once dated or fucked Ciara?
It's like every step that this young man takes to, like, try to look cool or whatever, he doesn't even realize he's taking like 10 steps back into the loser direction. Like, what a loser.
Yeah. Like, you're just whack, sir. And we all know it. We can all see it, but it's
like you can.
Right. And I honestly feel like he can see it too, and he's fighting it, but in his fight, he manages to just look more whack.
Well, these aren't the swings to make, bro.
See, and I'm sure that Russell Wilson and Ciara are not even going to bother to dignify this with a response.
A fuck.
Sir.
But it's like, girl,
y'all gotta find something to do.
All I'm saying is peep the stimuli. See what it is. That these
now
niggas,
look.
I'm not even gonna go into it again. But
Wait a
there's
minute.
just there's certain stimuli out here.
Is it cocaine? Woo! Jesus God.
So, a lot of drama surrounding Nicole Murphy at the moment. Eddie Murphy's ex-wife.
Oh, yeah. Her fine ass.
She and her abs were photographed in Italy, making out with a man who was realized to be Antoine Fuqua, film director, music video nigga, and also husband to actor Layla Rochon.
Go off.
So when we see these pictures of them locking lips and shit poolside, many of us wanted to understand what this lady husband was doing out here by the pool, kissing somebody that's not his wife.
Right, exactly.
Since then, Layla Rochon's social media has gone dark.
Lord.
Lisa Ray jumped into
no, she didn't. Did she really?
Tits. Let me tell you something. This shit went up on a Tuesday.
Oh, yes.
Mama said...
I need it. I
think this is on the Shade Room. Lisa Ray left a comment saying, "Girl," and that's Nikki Murphy. "You went after Layla Rochon's husband too? SMH, so wrong. Again." So people are like, whoa, again.
Nicole been hoeing for a while? Is that what y'all telling me?
Well, the brat went on to her second or third job on Dish Nation and said When asked, she confirmed that Nicole apparently was allegedly messing with Lisa Ray's ex, Michael Missick, the former prime minister of Turks and Caicos. Remember when Lisa Ray was with the prime minister of Turks and Caicos, and then Roxy from BET was cheating on her? He was cheating on her with Roxy.
I forgot that part.
And there was all of this drama.
Wow.
So apparently Nicole was over there too. And I think DeBrett said there was other motherfuckers that was trying to get with him. I mean, she was probably just talking about Roxy.
Damn, she got to think of niggas that ain't actually that cute. Shit.
I'm so pleased that you said that.
I mean, Antoine's body is nice, but that face ain't it. And it's the same thing with this Michael Missick nigga.
The only thing I really knew about Antoine was that, like, Training Day and
I never saw
videos from the 90s. You never seen Training Day?
Mm-mm.
Great film.
Oh.
Denzel!
That's why Jay-Z said, on Training Day, I go too hard, ask Antoine Fuqua. Never knew who that was. Woo! I love when I have a full circle moment and things just come back.
Yeah,
I
really
love
nice.
it. Okay.
Those are nice moments.
Now I get it.
All right. Well,
all right. But no, you know, I ain't see Training Day. That's what niggas fighting. I ain't looking at that.
Oh yeah, lots of
so
being shot.
I'm not looking at that.
Yeah. It's still a great film, and probably some. Honestly, for me, Denzel at his finest. You know, there's Training Day. Mm-hmm. There's Malcolm X.
Okay.
Maybe Man on Fire. Maybe Man on Fire. Special shout out to He Got Game.
Okay.
He was a little scruffy and He Got Game, but I could work with that.
I really like John Q.
That's like an aesthetic. Oh, yes.
Y'all forgot about John Q.
I did forget about John Q. That's another great one.
That's a great one.
It's another great one. Yes. But yeah, Training Day was like peak Denzel Fine for me.
Okay. All right.
That is when I was like, now I know what my aunties are talking about.
It all came around.
I get it now.
Right then.
So yeah, Nicole Murphy came forward and said that in fact, she says, she told B. Scott, Antoine and I are just family friends. I ran into him in Italy and we exchanged a friendly hello.
No, ma'am.
And that was it.
No, there's multiple photos of y'all.
There was more than one.
Right.
Okay. It wasn't a hello. It was more of a, hey, how you doing? Yes, I'm doing mighty fine.
Yes. And the way she's looking at him is like she just got that dick or she about to get that dick. It ain't family friend. Who makes out with their family friends?
I don't.
I don't do that. Family friends are like family. It would be disgusting.
Yeah.
And if you were friends, then this whole I thought he was divorced excuse don't make no sense either. Because wouldn't you know for sure whether he was divorced if y'all were really that close? So, I mean, make it make sense, Nicole. Girl.
She later went on to tell TMZ, without going into the entire situation, I want to apologize to my family and to Layla and the Fuqua family for what transpired. It was not my intention to be in this situation. I'm sure it wasn't, girl. I mean, I don't. Did
Nobody
you call
wants
them
to be on
like,
TMZ.
Yes, I want to be a homewrecker on the blogs.
Nobody wants to be on TMZ.
I do not condone women kissing or interacting in any way inappropriately with a married man. I too was once married, and I would never intentionally undermine another woman despite what has been written. Now, the super unfortunate thing about this. And I almost wanted to blame it on the fact that Nicole is probably just more visible or recognizable. Like I said, I know who Antoine Fuqua was just because of Training Day.
Okay.
But, you know, a lot of other people may have had to Google the nigga. But even if I think that they were both on equal footing in terms of visibility or fame or whatnot, it would still be, look at this light-skinned tramp ruining families.
Yeah.
And how could she? When this is the nigga with the wedding ring.
Exactly. Like, what I don't understand is why he didn't put out a statement about disrespecting his wife and embarrassing her so bad that she had to delete all her fucking social media.
Because probably too busy tonguing somebody else down.
Niggas are awful. So, of course, they were dragging Leela like it was her fault. Her man is out here cheating. And so I just don't understand why he is not the one apologizing for doing something. Like, Nicole is clearly not innocent in this, but she's not the one who is married in this situation either. So... Where is Antoine's? I want to see Antoine's statement. Where is his iOS press release?
The married one.
Right.
The married one.
But apparently he had 2 or 3 kids on Leela just over the course of their marriage.
Oh.
Yes, evidently. I'm looking at I'm looking at TMZ and
I feel so bad for her.
You know what? I do too, because I read earlier that she had like really difficult pregnancies and...
I read that too. I don't know if it's true, but I wouldn't be, you know, like...
Yeah.
Either way, it's just ridiculous that people are even you know, it's just a part of like being a celebrity or whatever that people are going to have stuff to say about your business or whatever.
Yes.
But I'm just imagining you being at your motherfucking house watching Cinemax or whatever, minding your business. And the next thing you know, everybody is talking about your husband cheating on you, regardless of what the status of your marriage may be at the time or not. That's just like fucked up. And then on top of it, y'all motherfuckers are trying to have a conversation about whether or not it's like reasonable for him to be out here kissing somebody else because of weight and like body type and all of this other type of stuff. And it's like, what the fuck is wrong with you niggas?
That's a whole nother part of it. Like, it's bad enough for your husband to be cheating on you and then so publicly that TMZ called it and published it. But for niggas to then turn around and blame you and troll you and make fun of you because you don't have the body you had when you were 20 years old is just... I really struggle to make sense out of what you niggas do. Like, it's hard for me to draw the line between what y'all decided to do and good common fucking sense, because this ain't it. Like, even if she did, I mean, clearly she gained weight, and I don't know if she's sick or has something wrong or it was the pregnancies or she just
could have got hold of the carrot cake Oreos
it could
like
be,
the rest of us.
Listen,
it don't
bitch,
matter.
I really thought I was pacing myself with them fucking Oreos,
Smashed.
and then one day they were just gone.
They're just gone.
They were just fucking gone.
Oh, look at that.
But it doesn't even matter why she gained weight. This nigga shouldn't have never stepped out on his fucking wife.
Hello?
That's it. That's it.
I mean,
that's really it. Like, marriage is the sickness, right? They still make you say in sickness and health, richer or poor, all that bullshit. You still say all that shit.
You can also get a divorce for whatever the black fuck.
You can.
You just can.
You can.
You know what I'm saying? You may be like, you know, setting the ground for a Tyler Perry movie about you.
Right.
But if you just want to leave your husband or wife because they got fat, you can't take it. You're allowed. Like,
you can.
You may do that.
You might be a total asshole for it, but you are well within your legal right to do that. You don't have to cheat on your spouse.
So you could embarrassing the fuck out of your spouse.
Right.
I just don't see the excuse, but that's me.
Well, I mean, you know, niggas don't ever really think about the impact on their wives or kids when they go out doing this shit. They just trying to get their dick wet. I mean, Nicole Murphy is fine. It's not
Beautiful
that I don't.
woman.
It's not that I don't understand.
Lovely woman.
But this is just. It's just fucked up, and it's fucked up that the reaction from the public has been to bash Lela Rochon for her body and drag the women like the man is not the one who made the commitment and violated it. But that is literally always what happens,
right,
in these celebrity breakups and scandals or whatever. Y'all,
which is why these niggas be out here on some fucking dog shit anyway. Because it's like, who's gonna be mad at me?
Nobody.
I'm going to Magic City right now.
Oh, trash.
Everything else I want to discuss this week, I'm just going to wrap things up for me.
Okay. Are you sure? Seems like you got something over there you want to get into, but you're just not.
No. Where are we? Oh, no, this is perfect time to wrap things up.
Okay.
So that was the Little Top of Horrors this week. Hope you enjoyed yourselves. We're going to take a break and then we're going to read your letters. Hey, y'all. This week's show is being sponsored by ThreadUp, the world's largest online consignment and thrift store. They're on a mission to get people to think secondhand first, and with up to 90% off on trend brands like a little Nike, a little Free People, a little Kate Spade. It's easy to stay stylish and sustainable on a budget, because I love staying on a budget.
Amen. Same.
Plus, ThreadUp is offering our listeners a special offer for an extra 30% off your first order when you go to threadup.com/read. And as I said, I'm all about a cute moment on a cute budget. I've myself gone over there and checked things out for myself and found a cute couple of little things to throw in here.
Me too. Found some summer thoughtwear at a deep, deep discount, because that's 30% on top of the already cheap prices.
I mean, the hot girl summer is not over.
It's not. And I'm riding it through to the end of September. For a limited time, they are offering y'all an extra 30% off your first order when you go to threadup.com/read. That is THREDUP.com/READ. Threadup.com/read for an extra 30% off today. Terms apply, but go get you something cute, girl, at a deep, deep discount. Okay, let's get back to the show.
We are back, and it is now time for the listener letters.
Send your questions to asktheread@gmail.com. We may read them aloud on the show. So last week, we got the letter from the stepmom who said, you ain't really got to like these stepkids in order to be a step parent.
Right.
And then we got a lot more letters saying, that bitch is wrong. You absolutely do have to like these kids. In order
I love
to
that this has become a trilogy. This is fantastic.
We got so many letters from people who were like, my step parent didn't like me and it showed and it had a horrible effect on me. And I'm in therapy for that shit now. And other people who were like, I tried to be a step parent, couldn't stand them kids, finally had to get a divorce. Like, so many more people came out to say you absolutely do have to love and
you're gonna want to love them
and nurture. You have to be willing to nurture those children like your own. Otherwise, what the fuck are you doing here? So I had a feeling we were right about that, but you know, just wanted to get a step parent's perspective.
Right. As someone who's never been in this situation.
Right. And you know, anyway. So yeah, hopefully that wraps up the step parent. You know, do you actually need to be able to tolerate these children?
I would love more chapters to this.
Let's dive into our questions. This first one comes from Audrey, who says, I've been with my boyfriend for a year. During our first initial dates, he expressed to me his interest in threesomes and said he has several friends who are polyamorous. I think he was trying to gauge my comfort levels. He said he's never had a threesome before, but it's something on his list to try.
Oh, they're lovely.
I told him I respected the honesty and I had nothing against consenting adults having a good time.
That's right.
I also have not had a threesome and have never really considered it because I struggle with jealousy and battling how I was raised concerning sex.
Fair enough.
Although my mother was open about sex, she definitely taught me about it within the confines of her beliefs, and I was raised around slut shaming.
Well,
same girl.
I was before you even got to the slut shaming.
Same,
I was over it. So.
I am somewhat attracted to women, and I like most women. The porn I watch rarely features men.
Work,
can't blame
bitch.
you.
Yes, ma'am.
I don't have much sexual experience, and I do want to explore ways to keep it interesting in the bedroom, but I can be shy. I've also been in relationships where they cheated, so I feel like it's just my luck that I find a good man who is otherwise perfect but wants to fuck other women. I want to be adventurous, but I worry this will change our relationship. I also fear that my jealousy could ruin it. I love him very much, and I can't help but wonder if this is permission to cheat. I also find it hard to wrap my mind around the fact that he claims to be so open to these things, but would not allow me to be in a threesome with other men.
Oh.
My boyfriend feels if we aren't compatible sexually, then he needs to find someone who would be open to these kinds of experiences. I don't want this relationship to end, but I have no clue how to navigate this. Please help. Thanks, Audrey. Sis string. I mean, so girl.
Audrey, I hear where you're coming from. I think that you, in whatever age you are at the moment, should be very aware of how you truly feel about things. I think that when we really, really like someone or even love someone, it's easy to almost convince ourselves that we want to do something that they want to do, even though we know damn well we don't. Like we try to convince ourselves, oh yeah, I'm totally into that because such and such is. And you know that you motherfucking ain't. Yes. And you wait until you go through this shit and you're living hell to be like, oh no, I cannot do this. So,
and you're miserable the whole time.
Right. But now you have said that you are interested in women.
Yes. Somewhat attracted to women.
Somewhat attracted to women. So it sounds like you are not totally against the idea of playing around with a girl, playing around with a guy at the same time. So you are more concerned with being jealous with how things go down, bringing other women to the bedroom. Now, this is where communication, the most important part of a relationship, comes into serious play.
Right.
Because I've never been in like an open relationship or polyamorous or anything. I've never had a threesome with somebody I was in a relationship with. So, I can't like speak from like personal experience or whatever, but for the friends and people in my life who are in open relationships or have done these things, they're like guidelines. There are sort of like agreements and rules that you sort of set so that everybody is comfortable at the end of the day. I think that if it is something that you decide that you want to explore, I think your boyfriend, especially since he's very clear on how the fuck he wants all this shit to go down, I think your boyfriend should allow you to be more of the lead. I think you should pick the woman. I think that you should sort of initiate the intercourse or the sex or whatever. And I think that he's going to have to sort of just be in the passenger seat of a car that you're driving, at least in the beginning, so that you can get your feet wet. But I think that you also are going to have to be, if you decide that this is something that you really want to do, not something that you really want to make your boyfriend happy with, something that you are interested in doing. If that is the case, you got to then ask yourself, okay, well, what am I not cool with happening? All right, do I not want him to hit it from the back on her? Do I want, what do you...
Because, I mean...
Whatever your things
you probably
are.
don't want to watch your man fucking another woman.
I mean, but that's
what's happening here, though. I mean, she came for some dick as well. So...
But there are things that you can, bring to the table. You can make compromises and whatever until everybody agrees on the nature of this relationship and how all of this stuff works. And then you're fine. Because then when you do it, it's all about following those guidelines so that everybody is comfortable. And the second that you fall out of that is when it's like, okay, now we have a sincere problem or whatever. Or maybe you do it once, maybe you do it twice, and you're like, oh, this is no big deal. I don't give a fuck if he fucks this girl as long as blank, 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 blank.
Right.
But
maybe, especially because you said like you were raised with a lot of religious shit around sex, so you are probably more hesitant.
Yeah, but that's irrelevant.
Then I don't think it is, though. I think part of your sexual hangups or like part of your reluctance to experiment with sexuality is because you have internalized all these messages from your youth about what women should or should not do, what's appropriate and what's not. It should be irrelevant. It should be irrelevant, yes. But I have a feeling that it isn't. I have a feeling it's still affecting you to this day.
Yeah.
So that's definitely something to work through. But I mean, sis, if you're going to be in this threesome, darting your tongue out at the pussy like you licking a battery, then it's just not...
Oh, nobody wants to be there.
Right. It's just like, if you're not actually thinking like, wow, I really want to dive into some vaginas. And I just want to... Girl, you wasting everybody's time.
Yeah.
And I saw a tweet the other day. It said something like, before you eat pussy for your nigga, would he suck a dick for you? And I was just like, Really, really important. A really important question to ask yourself.
Bitch, fuck that shit, because you hoes don't want your nigga to suck no dick for you at all. You don't want this nigga to even be like, that nigga got some nice shorts on, or whatever.
But it's a double standard for your man to be like, you can't fuck other niggas, but I want to bring a girl into the bedroom.
Yeah, but a lot of women don't even see it like that.
But it still is.
Right.
That's why I'm pointing it out to her right now.
Okay, but hello. I'm just saying, you know what I mean? Like, I love what you just said, but a lot of people wouldn't even practice that because another woman in there and titties bouncing against each other is hot.
Right. So I'm not even saying like only do it if your man would suck dick or whatever. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying if you don't actually want to be in some pussy, don't do it because you want to keep your man.
I mean, if you have what you should do, let me rewind. What I would do is I would find a girl. I would agree upon a girl with him. And then I would mess with the girl in the bed, just us, and he can watch.
Oh,
that way, I'm exploring what I want to explore, finding out what I like about the female form in person up against my tender parts. And be more prepared for battle.
Right.
And you sit over there. That's what I'm saying.
He can sit over there and play with himself.
Right. Let me lead. You sit over there. You can watch. And I can get my feet and other parts wet. And then... and then we can go from there. Yeah. But you ain't finna be driving the fucking boat. At least not at first.
No,
we taking a sail around this bitch before you get anybody's wheel.
And if you...
Starboard bound.
If he feels like, threesomes are a requirement, like he's not going to be happy in a relationship unless he can have a threesome, he's either going to have to be patient with you while you work through your issues around it, with trust and all that. It is understandable that you feel like this might be a gateway to cheating because a lot of niggas do turn around from a threesome and start fucking bitches on the side. They do it all the time. So that makes sense. He's going to either have to deal while you work through your issues around it and you have multiple issues around it, or y'all just going to have to break up. It's really one or the other. And I know you don't want to. I know you love him and all this other shit, but...
This would have to be something like, you know what? I've always wanted to have a threesome. Like, this has to be something where it's like, I know that I want to do this.
Yeah.
And so let's see where this goes. And not like, well, I mean.
That ain't it.
There was this one girl in 7th grade who I thought was cute because I really liked the way that she put her eyeliner on, and what, like, you don't be trying to talk yourself into some pussy because you like this nigga.
Right.
Because that's just setting yourself up for a disaster.
Yes, you're going to get your feelings hurt because you're going to be doing all this shit for a nigga who may then turn around and disrespect you anyway. And you'll be like, wow, I really dived into vagina with zero desire to do so just to please this man. Like, do not do it for those reasons. I am really cautioning you here. A lot of straight girls have gone down this path and ended up regretting it. Yeah. Now, I do have some friends who I can't even call them straight because the veracity with which they get into these threesomes is like, a lot of the time, like, I have a friend who's like, I be telling that nigga to go away because I just want to fuck his girlfriend. Like, okay, I'm not mad at that.
Next thing you know, they're sweet.
Like, oh, I love titties. You know, it's a thing that they are really into. They're excited about. They want to fuck around. That is different from you feeling like your man is kind of cajoling or trying to convince you into doing this. Fuck that. Yeah. If you don't want to, then don't. Period.
Nobody should be not forced or convinced or talked into doing anything sexually that they don't want to. And if you know you don't want to do it, don't do it. If that means that you got to break up with that motherfucker, fine.
Then fine.
The next nigga that you end up loving so much will probably be like, no, I'm good.
Yeah. I mean, just like...
Maybe you can just surprise him with his threesome on it. No, never mind.
No, don't surprise him with a threesome. But anybody who is not willing to, like, work with you while you get through your uncomfortableness around it or whatever is not somebody who respects you enough to the point where you should be in a relationship with them. That's just how I feel about it. Like, the nigga got to be down to you getting around to the idea of a threesome instead of trying to force you into it, because fuck that.
He got these Adam and Eve homegirls and homeboys out here doing whatever the fuck they want to. And he's like, I want me some of that. So he's got to get him some of that with somebody who also wants some of that. And if that's not you, then the answers are what they are.
I skipped right over the fact that she said those friends are polyamorous. Polyamory and threesomes is not the same thing at all. Polyamory is people being in relationship. Like, like consideration and care and respect and like building something with multiple people. Threesomes is just fucking. So y'all gotta, if he's asking for threesomes versus polyamory, you know, figure that part out. But yes, sis, don't let a nigga coerce you into shit. Basically,
these niggas just be on Pornhub,
okay, and getting excited.
Yeah,
like, nigga, how long are you really gonna last with 4 titties and 2 vaginas? And please,
some niggas might impress you.
You're right, but I doubt it. I feel like most of y'all.
I don't mean that you gotta sign up.
A smooth 5.5 minutes and the party is over.
Right,
because he's just like, he could not. It's sensory overload. He couldn't handle it.
Nigga saw 4 areolas and he just lost it. It was the quickest nut he's ever had.
I mean,
and don't let a blunt be in the room.
Oh shit. Okay, you know what? Let's move on. Our next question comes from Zaria, who says, my boyfriend and I have been together for 5 years. We live in the city he grew up in, and his family has become my second family. I have a good relationship with all of them, and my family has even gotten together with them before. Unfortunately, my boyfriend suffers from a drug and alcohol addiction, and after a couple of difficult years, he has decided to go to rehab and therapy. It is stressful emotionally as well as financially, but I'm happy that he is seeking treatment, and I look forward to what our life will be like going forward. Being the partner of someone with addiction has its own issues, but I'm trying to deal the best way I can, especially while he's gone. I know that this is not a quick fix, but a long journey. While he's gone, I am his main contact, and I have been updating his family as necessary. They constantly reach out to me to make sure I'm okay, but as of late, they have started to put me in the middle of their own issues.
Oh, hell.
They are blaming each other for my boyfriend's addiction, and it seems that every time I have a conversation, there's drama. His parents are divorced and not friendly, but they have been communicating to each other. Oh, Lord, sounds like an awful idea. But then his mother will tell me that his father doesn't care, and his father will tell me not to tell his mother any details about what's going on, etc. His sister doesn't want to see him, which I cannot necessarily blame her for, but reaches out to spend time with me and her daughter, and it puts me in a bad place between her and my boyfriend. I am now told that one family member has called me an enabler of his for some of my actions, and at this point, I don't know who's lying or telling the truth, and I'm over it. I feel bad, but I can't deal with the drama. How can I take a very big step back from his family without breaking their only communication with their son during what is surely a difficult time for them, without also creating a chaotic environment for my boyfriend when he comes back home? I have already deactivated social media so they can't keep tabs on me, and I have started to not answer their texts or calls, but I can't do this forever. Please help. Zaria.
So Zaria wants to exit stage left from these niggas and their drama.
Yep. I mean, the thing that leaps out to me here is that your boyfriend has chosen you as his main contact and not his family. And that's probably for this exact reason.
That is very telling. Yeah.
So if I were you, this would be a conversation with my boyfriend. Like, look, you know them niggas ain't right. And now they driving me up a fucking wall. And so it's not like I can continue to be your contact, but I will not be the person reporting back to your family about how you're doing. So either he is going to have, and I know you don't want to put anything extra on him because he's dealing with recovery and all that. That's very real. But his family is not your responsibility.
At all.
Their feelings and, dealing with their drama, and the sister and brother got beef and the mama and daddy got beef and don't want you to talk to the other and all that shit. Girl, that is not on you. So I would have a conversation with my boyfriend about it, and then I would let them know I'm not giving y'all no fucking updates about nothing because I don't want to be in the middle of y'all shit.
Yeah, I don't really feel like that's even like or should be a tough thing to relay to them. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to be involved. It's not my place to really be involved. And like you really just laid out, the fact that you're the main contact and not any of them
speaks volumes.
It definitely speaks volumes. So it probably is even more reason that you know what I'm saying, for you to just take a step back and be, there for your nigga. And just let everybody else deal with what they need to deal with. If anything, I would just be sending them www.talkspace.com.
Okay, all kind
or
of links,
literally,
resources.
and that's not even no ad, girl. Like, you could just any old resource for them to just talk to somebody to, because obviously it's very unfortunate and it's unhealthy for them to be fussing or blaming anybody for somebody's, unfortunate circumstances or whatnot. But you are not, like you just said, Crystal, you're like, their arguments or their drama ain't got nothing to do with you. It's not your place or your business to be trying to mend fences or fix anything for anybody, even though you love their family or whatever. And you're also not a psychiatrist or a therapist or anything like that. So the best that you can do is just pray for them and help, and maybe nudge them in the direction of someone who can help them get down to like a healthy discussion or whatever for them. But yeah, your nigga know what's up, because he was like, look, I just want to talk to you. Like,
and maybe that you need to say that, like, I don't know who is going to be in touch with your family, but it ain't me. And you know why? Because them niggas do not know how to fucking act. You're not responsible for managing their feelings. You're going to have to draw boundaries around your relationship with them. I understand y'all are close because you and this man have been together for 5 years. And so you and his family are like ultra close. I really do. I have been that way with an ex before. And, Lord, that was a mess. The type of situation where you break up and then your ex-girlfriend's daddy is calling you like, come over. And I'm like, but we,
That's awful.
It is. It's bad when they are like super close and you get attached to the kids and everything. But healthy boundaries need to exist regardless if this is your second family, immediate family, extended family, blood family. Regardless, healthy boundaries are good regardless of the relationship.
Because like, even if this was like your husband of 5 years or something like that, it's still going to be complicated because those are his relatives, you know what I mean? And they're still sort of like...
Maybe he could send them an email once a week with his updates.
Hey.
So that nobody has to be on the phone.
Maybe you can, you know what I'm saying, get a little note from him and you just print it out and leave it in somebody's mailbox. I don't know what needs to be done, but you can't be left in the middle to try
absolutely
and Iyanla everybody through this. It's just not.
Right, because then you're going to end up driving yourself insane and having your own mental health issues because you're trying to take care of everybody else's fucking issues.
As well as supporting your man.
Right. When really you have to be responsible for your own like health and safety first.
Not to mention you'll probably end up building resentment to some of his family members that will then follow you for however long.
Absolutely.
Then there's an attitude at the gatherings and shit because you tired of this person or they tired of you.
Because the whole time he was in rehab, you was calling me all in my ear about Richard and Richard was all in my ear about Suzanne. And it's like, okay, girl, I'm not like, sis, you have your own shit going on. You said this is emotionally and financially stressful for you with your man gone. So focus on that and let him decide whether his family has any access to updates about him. That is not on you.
Yeah.
All right. Next question comes from Dr. D, who says, I'm a first-generation Caribbean American. I'm an only child raised by a single mom. We are really close and have a big extended family as well. I was always a good kid who never caused any trouble, and I am now a physician. I am also gay, which my mother has always struggled with. She has lots of homophobia wrapped up in concern. I've worked on her for years, and we've reached a truce of sorts. But in comes my now husband. We've been together for 10 years. I love him. He takes great care of me, loves me, and supports me. Okay.
10 gay years?
10 gay years.
10 gay male years?
He supported me through med school, residency, and everything else. My mother patently refuses to meet him. Oh, we've worked through the drama of her referring to him as that boy. Now she asks me how he's doing and even occasionally sends him gifts. If she can't get me on the phone, she knows to text him, but she still refuses to meet him and it's driving me crazy. I used to have to split holidays because she refused to have him in her home. I'd spend half the day with her, then come home to my husband because he'd be sitting alone all day. I've since told her that I am not doing that anymore. She can either take both of us or miss me, and she picked me skipping the holidays. My husband has never asked me to put any pressure on my mom, though I know it hurts him that she's like this. He's never made ultimatums or demands. He's met the entire rest of the family, and they love him. It's just my mother who is like this.
Just the mama.
Should I just accept that this is going to be my life and leave my mother alone? Should I take a hard line? My mother has tacitly accepted that I'm gay, but if you asked her, I should keep it to myself and be alone for the rest of my life. But so many people are like that.
So many.
This is my mother, and I can't imagine just cutting her out of my life. But is that the threat I'm going to have to try to get her to just sit at a table and meet my damn husband? I'm afraid she'd call my bluff, but 2 halves of a life does not equal 1 whole. I see her less because I can't bring my whole self. She's excluded from my real life because my husband is a big part of that. Please help, Dr. D.
Okay. So, this one's really interesting for me, just being a first generation Jamaican American, who has a mom who told me when I was very young, if you're gay or if you're in a relationship with a nigga, I don't want to meet him. So
same.
I see where this is coming from.
Let me not say.
However, at the same time, and this is me. Okay. Like, I'm cool. You know, like, if I'm with a nigga, I could be married 10 years or whatever, and my mama don't want to meet this nigga, I feel like I would be like, okay. You know, I don't know. But
that would be, I honestly feel like that would be fine for most of the year until like Christmas or Thanksgiving, whichever holiday you spend.
Yeah, but that's just because it complicates traveling.
Ooh.
It complicates, like, being in a space with your family and, like, you know, especially for like a certain amount of time. But I feel like if I'm with a nigga who's from fucking Chicago and I'm from Miami, that's gonna be what it is any motherfucking way. So, because if your family is in Chicago and my family is in Miami,
but they're all in the same city,
right? They are,
right? You
know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, like, that would complicate things probably anyway. But you're talking about just your mother. Your mother may just be of that mindset of like your husband being there sort of like not confirms, but it just sort of like places realism.
You force her to accept it.
Yeah, it's almost like forcing her to accept that this is, you know,
the man you've been with for a whole ass decade. It's not a phase, mama.
I'm sure that she doesn't think that it's phase. I think that that's just probably going to be like she knows it's going to be like a very abrupt shock to the system to be in that nigga's presence. And so she's just trying to avoid it. Honestly, I understand what you're saying about, it's hard for me to speak from this or speak about this just because I feel like, again, I wouldn't care. So
would you? So if it was you, would you just not go to holidays with your family?
I would probably make compromises with my family and with my man about how that's going.
So you would be okay spending half the day with them and then coming home to him? Like, I feel for the husband because he's at home all day long waiting for his man to come back. I guess he doesn't have family in this city, or you really don't know anything about his family at all. But I feel for him because he's the one sitting at home on Christmas all day long waiting on you to get back from your family, where I'm not really welcome because your mama don't fuck with me.
Then don't go to your family house on Christmas.
Right. That's what he's saying. But it's more like, what he's asking is like, does he just accept it and be like, fine, we don't
That's my opinion. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's just how I feel. So does he
need to issue like an ultimatum with her? Like, listen, you either accept my husband or we're not in each other's lives?
I think that you need to have a very clear conversation. It doesn't even need to be a conversation. It could really just be a statement with your mother. I would do it face to face, but you could do it however you choose to. And in that conversation, lay everything out, like completely open hands. I'm just letting you know this is the situation.
Yeah.
It is not going to be the situation. And, you know, the true gag is if it wasn't this nigga, it would be some other nigga.
Yes.
So, like, this is what it is. And you trying to dance around it or avoid it is never going to change that. And I'm an adult now with a spouse, so, which means that a huge chunk of my life is revolving around this person as well, or with this person as well. So what that means is I have responsibilities to a family outside of just this immediate one.
Right.
So I'm not going to be here at certain times or on certain occasions because I got a nigga at home. And that's just, it is what it is. You know what I mean? So it is like, I mean, and
you said
FaceTime
your mama is already okay with like the fact that you just won't come through on holidays no more, which to me is like, I mean, I think you're right. Like he should definitely lay it out and say, this is what it is. Like, I'm never going to pretend that I'm not gay. I'm never going to just sit alone in the house and act like this isn't real and just die alone because I'm so afraid that my mother won't accept it. I'm not going to choose that for my life. And I know you said you don't want to cut her out. She was a single mom and all that. It's the only parent you have. I really do get that.
So what the fuck are you supposed to do?
Right. But see, that's the thing. It can't be... She can't have it both ways. Like a half-warm acceptance, a halfway or a lukewarm acceptance is not acceptance. Your mother is rejecting an entire part of who you are. Of course, it's not like everything you are, but it's a huge part of it. And she's just flat out saying, your husband, that part of you is not welcome in my presence.
Okay.
So yeah, I think you have to lay it out for her and be like, this isn't something where we can compromise on it. You're either going to get with the fucking program because this is my husband, or you and I are going to have to like completely redraw our relationship.
If you were married to a woman, I would tell you the exact same thing. If you were married to a woman and your mama was like, it's either us or it's her or whatever, I'm going to pick my wife. Like, I don't...
Yeah.
You're an adult with a life of your own. You're an adult with a life of your own. That's it. You know what I mean? And yes, there is like obligation and unconditional love and all that stuff, loyalty to your family and stuff like that. Your mother is choosing to avoid and ignore, like you said, a huge part of your life. Right. Not because this nigga is a bank robber, not because this nigga killed somebody, but simply because he's the same gender as you and y'all are together. So her refusal to have everybody together is based off of ignorance. That ain't your business. That's not your fault. That's not your husband's business or fault. That's not the rest of his family or your family's business or fault. So she is making it a personal choice, and that should affect her personally.
Yes.
So I would be at my nigga house. I can FaceTime whoever wants to talk on FaceTime. Happy Christmas, as they say overseas. And that's
I love it.
You know what I'm saying? Amazon got your gift up on the front doorstep.
If I even send one.
If I even send one.
Yes.
And it just is what it is.
Right.
And you decide if that after 2-3 Christmases or whatever is cool with you and you're okay with it or whatever. And if that's what it is what it is. And if you personally, I'm talking about the person who's writing this, Dr. D, if you are having trouble with not being around your family for Christmas or the holiday or whatever because of this, as we love to say, there are folks to talk to about this.
Absolutely.
And ways that people can help you get closure and those types of things so that you can accept what you have to accept. But taking your parents' old ass baggage from the 50s, 40s, 60s, or wherever the fuck 70s, wherever the fuck it was, and allowing it to affect your individual bill-paying ass life in 2019 is ridiculous, and we just don't have time for it.
We're not doing that. And I have a feeling that after you miss a couple of Christmases, the rest of the family is going to be like, bitch, you need to
get over
yourself.
God damn.
Because we need Dr. D and his man to come through. God damn it, bitch.
Fuck.
If the rest of us can get over it, then you can too.
I'm dreaming of a white Christmas.
I'm tired of not seeing my cousin at Christmas because you want to act a ass.
Right, because everybody else loves the nigga.
Right. So maybe the rest of your family will advocate for you.
You got to put your fucking foot down, and I guarantee you somebody going to be like...
Because you're grown now.
Now, Beulah, we are sick of this. Make no goddamn sense. Everybody can't be together.
Just cuss her out, yes. I'm imagining all the aunties cussing her out like, girl.
Snapping peas and just being like, now, Shirlene, fuck. Over it. Get over it, girl.
Yes.
2020 about to be out this bitch.
Oh, man. Okay. Last question comes from Tamara, who says, my cousin is starting a business and she asked me to help with the social media aspect of things like commenting to people, creating posts and stories, and writing captions. I agreed and helped her for about a month. The business is in its early stages, so she cannot afford to pay me. She doesn't work, so she is totally invested in this opportunity. I get 10 to 20 messages every day regarding her new business, and they come in at all times of the night. I'm working and about to start school, so basically I don't want to be involved in her business anymore. Straight like that. Crystal, I know you've spoken about how difficult it is to say no to people. I want to do this, but I genuinely do not know how without disappointing her or hurting her feelings. Any advice? If you think I should end this, please tell me how. Or do you think it's a potential opportunity and I should just keep pushing? Thanks.
Opportunity for what?
I don't remember what name did I give her? Tamara?
I don't know.
I don't remember. Tamara. So I picked this because a lot of people want to draw boundaries, want to say no, want to advocate for themselves, but they're more worried about disappointing people, hurting people's feelings, whatever.
Me.
But you are going to have to get comfortable with disappointing people. You're going to have to get comfortable with people taking you the wrong way.
Solid word.
You're going to have to get comfortable with people misunderstanding you. You're going to have to get comfortable with people being mad at you. Because what that normally is somebody else who don't have no boundaries. So they're used to being able to get whatever they want out of other people because they also don't say no. You see what I'm saying? It's like, it's kind of like your cousin is probably used to just doing things for people or whatever. And so if she reacts in anger to this, it might be because, well, damn, I would do it if it was me. Like, I would never tell my cousin no. Why you won't help me with my new business? Why you won't run my Instagram or whatever? But she's just going to have to be okay.
So wait, was she trying to say like it was taking too much time, or she just...
Well, yeah, at this point...
She said it was all hours of the night.
Right. At this point, it's, messages coming in all hours of the day and night, which, I mean, turn off notifications if they're waking you up. Yeah. But you're also working and about to go to school. So you probably just don't have time to manage somebody else's social media presence.
Right. Okay. So... And
if she don't have money to pay nobody, she's going to have to manage her own social media. Like, it's her business.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. Like, it's not as simple as you just not wanting to support your cousin's business, not believing in your cousin, being lazy or whatever. Like, you have things to do. Yep. You're going to be incredibly busy, swamped, in fact, more than likely. And so you simply cannot afford to dedicate the proper amount of time to this in order to really support her the way that she was going to need somebody's support in that position.
Right.
So that is not just...
And social media managers make money. Like, that's not an easy job. It takes time, right? Yeah. Creating posts and stories, all that hashtag
Especially
content.
A good social media manager today.
Good social media presence? Oh, no, girl.
Like, girl, you got to have some kind of creative perspective and, like, know how to do a couple shit to have somebody out here really standing out and looking
Not like my Instagram where I just throw shit up and type whatever the fuck caption and hit publish. It's terrible. If you're really going to make an effort, like, you have to work with the fucking algorithm and when you posting shit and
knowing it updates,
swiping up for
what
links
shit
and all this
does,
bullshit, girl.
the latest filter.
I ain't got time for that shit.
Again, talking about a good social media.
Shooting boomerangs and shit.
Right.
Girl, we ain't got time
Be
for
at
that.
every event and posting everything at the minute. Right. It takes a lot of time, and that is why people get paid for it, because it is work.
It is.
And so
it absolutely is. I would tell her, sis, love you down. But, you know, I'm working. I'm going back to school in August, so I don't have the time to manage your social media anymore. She has to understand that.
Right.
And if she doesn't, then that's on her.
And I was going to say, like, sometimes we get so wrapped up in, like, this anxiety of disappointing people that we care about, or just disappointing anybody sometimes, and don't even realize that we could just kick it to them the way that it is, and then be like, oh, that ain't no problem.
Right.
You know, like,
yes.
Oh, cool. Like, I didn't even think about that. You're totally right. It's cool. I guess somebody will take care of it.
Right.
Because the same way that you undoubtedly love your cousin and want the best for your cousin, I'm going to assume that your cousin feels the same way, and is going to want to support your efforts in school and work and whatever else. So like you just said, it would be ridiculous and illogical for you to tell your cousin that you're not going to be able to help her because of how busy you're going to be with work and school, and her be like,
bitch, how dare you?
Oh my God. You know what I mean? Because A, like I said, you should want for your cousin to be doing well in these things.
Right.
And B, you want to find somebody who's going to be able to help you adequately. Like, if I don't want for my social media manager to be wiping crust out their eyes at 3 o'clock in the morning because they just got home and now they're trying to rush through helping me.
Right.
So
no, thank you.
Gotta do the best for everybody.
And even if your excuse is, I fucking hate Instagram and I don't want to be on it no more.
Hello.
That is just as valid. You don't want to do it. And so therefore the answer is no. Like this spoke to me personally because I was definitely the type who would always go, when I say so far out of my way to accommodate other people, to make sure nobody's feelings was hurt, to make sure nobody was disappointed in me or was mad at me or anything like that.
Oh, yes.
I really struggled with this for a long time. And one day my therapist was like, how many of those people did the same thing for you?
Well,
how many people went out of their way to make sure your feelings weren't hurt and you weren't disappointed and you didn't feel bad or whatever else? No, they said no when they wanted to, or they didn't come, or they didn't do whatever you wanted them to do because it was within their right to do that.
Yeah.
So you also have to get to the point where you say, love you, however, not doing this. And again, if they have an issue, that is their own shit. Like if somebody would have told me, no, I'm not going to help you with whatever thing a few years ago, I probably would have been like, damn, that's fucked up. I help everybody with everything. And the one time I asked for something, niggas is acting like they can't do it, blah, blah, blah. People can say no. People can say, I'm not interested, or I don't want to, or I'm busy, or whatever else.
Having a big heart is beautiful and it's ideal for everyone, but your big heart should still have boundaries.
Absolutely. Boundaries is really the theme of life. It really is.
Because people will fully take advantage of you just because you are simply giving. And for a lot of people, it's not even like a conscious manipulation or whatever. They just know that you are somebody who is always going to pick up the pieces for them because that's just the type of person that you are, so they call you. Like, I've had to check myself before and be like, you know what? I always call you and complain about blank. I'm gonna call my mama. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like I've had to be like cognizant of the fact that it's like, you know what? Sometimes it's not your responsibility or your job to do this, that, or whatever. And although you always will and likely will not hang up on me or whatever, I'm going to take this elsewhere because you got your own shit to deal with. And not everybody that clicks. Not everybody has like a clicking moment like that.
Yeah.
So like I said, you could kick that shit to your cousin for your cousin to be like, oh my God, you're so right. It's fine. But if your cousin does not,
you have to tell people that you are not happy or you don't want to do something. You have to be honest about your, excuse me. You have to be honest about your feelings because otherwise it will just breed resentment and contempt. Yeah. And eventually you'll be mad at your cousin, hating her because you never worked up the nerve to say you don't want to do this.
Right. At grand openings and shit like, fuck this goddamn stupid ass shit. People are walking in for a program. Here, take this goddamn stupid ass fuck
replying
shit.
To customers like, whatever, bitch. Send it back or
what
whatever.
What you're talking about. Give a fuck about this shit.
Yes, girl. Get comfortable with saying no. Get comfortable with the possibility that you might hurt feelings or be misunderstood, because it's a part of life and everybody will be okay.
As long as you're not being unfair, irrational, evil, inconsiderate, which you are not.
You're not.
This
is beyond reasonable. You working and going to school. She probably already know that bitch about to go back to school. She about to tell me she not doing this shit no more. She probably already thought
She probably just waiting for the moment when you're gonna hit her
be like, girl, I'm too busy for this.
I can't do this.
Yeah, she can't even be mad at that. Right. So best of luck to you. I know it's hard. The first time I drew boundaries was the hardest time.
Yeah. And
every time after that, it gets easier. But just the thought of doing it can really shake you up if you never have before.
Because you didn't want to let people down.
Yeah. And I mean, that's real. But you also have to take care of yourself.
You are not invulnerable.
Yeah, exactly.
To like anything.
All right. That is going to wrap up the questions this week. Send yours to asktheread@gmail.com. We'll be right back.
Hey, y'all, listen, if you're having a long day at work or school, the office, your baby daddy house, or wherever it is that you are, you should treat yourself with a meal that you deserve on demand from some of your favorite restaurants. And the restaurants will come directly to you with DoorDash. DoorDash connects you to your favorite restaurants in your city. Ordering is easy. Just use the DoorDash app and choose what you want to eat. And a Dasher will bring it to you anywhere you are. Not only is that burger place that you love on DoorDash already, but over 310,000 other amazing restaurants are too. DoorDash connects you to door-to-door delivery in over 3,300 cities, all 50 states, and Canada. Order from your local go-tos or choose from your favorite chains like Chick-fil-A, Cheesecake Factory, Wendy's, wherever. Do not worry about dinner. Let dinner come to you with DoorDash. Right now, our listeners are going to get $5 off their first order, or $15 or more, when you download the DoorDash app and enter promo code THEREAD. That's $5 off your first order when you download DoorDash from the App Store and enter promo code THEREAD. Again, that's promo code THEREAD for $5 off your first order from DoorDash. So go and munch on something. Food. All right, let's move on.
Hey guys, we all need someone to talk to, a person who can support us through rough patches or even just the everyday ups and downs of life. That's where Talkspace comes in. We are constantly talking about Talkspace because they do so much good work. It's therapy for how we live today, mobile, affordable, and available when you need it. All you got to do is provide your preferences for therapy, and Talkspace will match with one of their 5,000 plus therapists the very same day. And from there, you can send your therapist unlimited text, audio, picture, or video messages from anywhere, anytime. 1 month of therapy on the Talkspace platform costs about the same amount as a single face-to-face session. Yes, that is true. And it's sad, but it's true. No matter what you're going through, you are not alone. Talkspace has been there for me personally in my life and got me to a place where I was ready to go back to traditional therapy, but I could have never done it without that Talkspace therapist. She was just so clutch and helped me really manage a lot of grief and just mess that I was going through. Again, Talkspace has more than 5,000 licensed therapists who are experienced in addressing the challenges we all face. So to get matched with your perfect therapist for a fraction of the price of traditional therapy, go to Talkspace.com and use code READ to get $65 off your first month. That's code READ at Talkspace.com. Take care of your mental health. So important. All right, let's wrap up the show.
We are back, and it is now time for a segment of the show called The Read.
Yes, it is. And shout out to DoorDash for fixing their tipping scandal, because they were certainly going to be my read this week.
I heard.
But, you know, they decided to come out and be like, oh, yeah, we're going to update that because that's really fucked up. So
classic.
Good job for you guys, because I'm sorry, I'm interrupting. But the bitch who
the bitch
I cussed out last week.
Oh.
The bitch I cussed out last week.
Yes.
The Goodwill bitch. She got fired.
Work.
The very next day.
Yes.
Like the next day, somebody tweeted me and was like, did you see this? Because she's gone. I was like, are you kidding me? It was too bad. It was the fallout was terrible.
That was wretched.
All the fucking money that Goodwill gets, girl. So bye, bitch.
Okay, so I was going to do this read anyway, but then I thought, let me just dip into the Past the Read inbox, because I'm sure someone who is more closely involved in this story has something to say. Did you hear about this woman literally named Sarah that act like she created the bonnet?
I knew one of us was going to talk about it.
I mean, here I am. So
please just tell the people.
I will start with this Past the Read. And this comes from Janelle. She says, hey, Crystal and Kid Fury. Sorry this is a long one. And honestly, girl, if you looked at this inbox, you're fine. I'm sure you all heard about Becky with the bad hair.
Y'all ain't shit.
Selling her quote-unquote innovation of a sleeping bonnet. Well, this read is for her and white women in general. She also says, I'm not saying all white women, or else I would be gasp racist, but let's say at least 53% of white women need to sit the fuck down. You didn't.
That's a low number.
I was just going to skip that part.
It's a real low estimate.
Is it not bad enough that you imitate our lips, our hips, our butts, our clothes, our hairstyles? Or that you constantly steal our music, our dances, our slang, and our style? You even tan so you look like you have more color, but for some reason, if a black woman wears a certain outfit or looks and speaks a certain way, all of a sudden we're ghetto. Now, this white woman is saying that she invented sleeping bonnets. Like black women haven't been covering their hair for centuries. I'm beyond exhausted. She admits there were other products similar to hers on the market, but said, quote, none of them had a functional and fashionable solution for me. Synthetic fabrics that I felt did more damage, or horrible colors that I felt silly going to sleep with, unquote. First of all, this is completely false. There are plenty of black-owned companies that do sell more fashionable bonnets, scarves, and wraps, and all in different colors. This is me, edit. I have seen so many kinds of bonnets and scarves. Colors, patterns, prints of all kinds. So that's complete bullshit. Anyway, back to what Janelle got to say. You either didn't bother to look, didn't want to give a black woman your money, or wanted to make money off something you knowingly stole from black women. Also, bitch, isn't all silk organic? Unless it specifically says synthetic silk, which means it's obviously not silk.
Right.
And it came from silkworms, which is organic. I went to the website and this chick has the nerve, nay, the audacity to feature a black woman on the homepage like that makes it better.
Oh,
and name the black colored version of her expensive ass, mind you, they're $100.
Yeah.
Expensive ass knockoff, the Cleopatra, which I didn't even know.
Bitch, the disrespect.
The worst part of all is that these knockoffs aren't even cute. I can find several different bonnets that are just as effective, more affordable, cuter, and I can support a black business at the same time. One last big fuck you to Ashley Joseph, the quote-unquote journalist, and fashionmagazine.com, such an original name, she puts in parentheses, for publishing the atrocious article and for trying to backtrack the ignorance of the article after the fact. The article that named this lady the creator of this bullshit.
Right.
Any real journalist or editor who actually took their job seriously could have realized the uproar this would cause with a simple Google search. Then again, maybe that's why they published it. You know why people love pissing us off. In conclusion, white women, stop stealing our shit. You can imitate us all you want, but you know in the back of your mind that you're just a cheap counterfeit. You will never in your pasty existence have a natural swagger and beauty. Our natural swagger and beauty. Sincerely, who you wish you could be. P.S. Love the show. It's extremely cathartic and needed.
Wow.
So I just feel like, I've never worn a bonnet or scarf to sleep for obvious reasons. I felt as though a black woman should have first dibs on dragging Sarah. So to that, I would like to say to Miss Sarah Moran Slindenberg with your Halloween Town looking ass. Are you fucking serious, sis? Are you serious? Like the way that you worded your creation makes it ever clear that you know these things have existed atop the heads of Nubian women forever. And you try to dance around the shit and be like, oh, well, the fibers and the color and the style. As if these expensive ass bonnets don't look like a baby's fucking christening cap. You look like a toddler getting ready to be dipped into
big ass
like
bows. They do. Oh wow.
Don't she look like a christened baby?
Yes. You baby about to have her face sprinkled at church on Sunday
in the name.
In the name of Jesus.
You ought to be motherfucking ashamed of yourself talking about organic this and
bitch, you can get all this at the fucking beauty supply.
Trying to talk about doing things with it that when black women to this day do, even our own people judge them for it. God forbid you see a black girl hop out at a gas station or any quick stop place with a bonnet on her head, just trying to buy some barbecue sunflower seeds or the ranch and fill up her tank and oh my goodness, the ghetto and all of this other shit. Like, but now here comes this white bitch doing the same shit with this hideous bow on top, charging motherfuckers $100 and on Forbes and shit as if she invented this fuckery, talking about it also supports the regrowth of all the little baby hairs. I wish you would get off the planet.
Bitch, please, get the fuck out.
I wish you would get off the planet.
She even has an illustration for how to wear it. Bitch, how to put on a fucking bonnet? Are you kidding?
Step 1, put it on your head. Step 2,
she literally has drawings of like hold up the straps, tie it to secure. Like, girl, no fucking duh. I feel like white women have also, not all of them, obviously, but a lot of white women used to wrap their hair, especially when they used to like get perms and stuff. They used to like put scarves and shit on their hair before.
Right.
But this is nothing, nothing about this is groundbreaking. That's what I'm saying.
Like, I feel like there had to have been many white women who looked at this and been like, bitch,
are you out of your fucking mind?
My mama did this like when I was
right. And
like, what are you even fucking talking about? I don't know why it's like,
oh no, girl.
You could have just made your little ugly ass bonnets or whatever and sold them to like all of the carpool moms and whatever gated communities that your demographic is for or whatever. But to try and like take this position as someone who has just innovated the landscape of hair and beauty, it's disgusting. And I don't know why y'all keep doing it. And for the life of me, it like I can't understand why it always seems to be specifically things that black people and or black women get shitted on for. Yes. Not just things that are like cool and popular and cute that we do, but it's like things that we are literally judged, pigeonholed, and like oppressed for doing, having, owning, wearing, or whatever. But you over here talking about you've innovated and created stuff. Sarah, sit the fuck down. Okay, just because you don't know no niggas personally.
Well, no, she got a black friend who posts for these pictures on the website.
I wish I was.
Shout out to the black friend. She's selling $32 scrunchies too.
Just because you don't know any niggas personally doesn't mean that you get to act like, oh, well, I had no idea. And, but that did not. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
Wow.
Black women be getting these damn bonnets for what? A strong $3, $4, $5 maybe at the beauty salon?
Maybe.
Again, I don't know how much a bonnet costs.
I mean.
But not $98.
Bitch. The idea that one single bonnet would cost $98, like
that's a lifetime supply.
Maybe if I buy bonnets for everybody in Harlem, yes, $98.
Hello?
But one fucking bonnet.
I just spent $98 on bonnets for the block. All of 135th has that bonnet.
Everybody come
Don't
through.
even worry about it.
Everybody on Linux. It's for you.
For $98, I'm getting bonnets for me, my babies, and my grandbabies ain't got to worry about the hair. Do you hear me? But you out here trying to act like you invented some fucking shit. And then on top of that, you extra acting like you invented it because you know if you charge $98 for a bonnet and $37 or however much you just said for a scrunchie, it's like, oh my goodness, they're so expensive. They must be. Blah, 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 blah. Okay.
No, ma'am.
All right, Mary J.
I mean, shout out to you for swindling all these white women because I know not nan woman of color spent money on this. I know that well as I know my name. But you may have managed to finesse. Okay, you're right. Let me go back. Not a single black woman who wants to be black spent $98 on a fucking bonnet, bitch. That didn't happen. And you right. It's always like shit when we do it is ghetto, ugly, tacky, trashy. And then as soon as white people, the Kardashians, whoever pick it up and start doing it, now it's trendy.
It's innovative.
Right. All that bullshit.
And it's brave.
Man.
It's groundbreaking.
Boxer braids.
Boxer.
Remember that boxer braid bullshit?
I won't ever forget it. I won't ever forget it.
Girl, a $32 scrunchie.
You should actually be ashamed of yourself.
What rich dumbass is paying for this?
You should actually be ashamed of yourself. In real life.
It's bad. It really. And free shipping on any order over $150.
The nerve of
bitch.
This witch.
But like, you can't even buy a bonnet and a scrunchie for $150. So you selling $100 bonnet
you can't
and
even buy
can't even ship
$100 bonnet and get free shipping.
I cannot.
Sarah, go to Hades.
Yes, girl. This is just tacky, wrong, and ugly.
Of course her name is Sarah.
And white women gonna be out in they fucking bonnets acting like it ain't nothing wrong
That's
with
what
it.
I say. If I see anybody, I mean,
you know they're gonna do it.
If I see any one of y'all, okay, at Whole Foods or any the fuck where, all right, with this baby christening bonnet on top of your head in public like it's not a problem,
right?
I'm cussing you out.
I'm really, I shouldn't be shocked that she managed to get away with this, like $100 fucking bonnet. I shouldn't be shocked, but I am shocked that a white woman really like saw this through to completion.
And like, of course the fuck she did, because white people just found out that you have to wash your fucking legs. Legs that, you know,
Lord.
many of us have had, you know, since the dawn. So
yeah. And
now it's like, oh, you put soap on those too? So of course, many of y'all are just realizing, oh, hey, maybe if I wrapped my hair up at night,
I could take care of other parts of my body as well. She was like, oh, wow, my skin's breaking out. What's going on? And at no point did it occur to you that the oil's in your hair or whatever else. Just the fact that maybe you have a dirty pillowcase or whatever. You just never thought that maybe you should pull your hair back from your face.
Wait till Sarah finds out about the silk pillowcase.
Oh, shit.
$350.
I was going to say a smooth $300 for a silk pillowcase.
$350.
And don't let it be for an overstuffed pillowcase. $450, bitch.
Okay, there's the deluxe version that's $450. The standard that's $350. Coming next fall is the mini, which will be $275.
Was that for your baby pillows?
Y'all got me fucked up. I'm so tired of this stupid bullshit. The nightcap.
Shit that we have been wearing all our lives.
For
generations and generations. I can actually not even think of a woman in my family who has not worn a bonnet. As far back as I can remember.
Not only, imagine paying a $100 for a bonnet. That is ugly. It's
ugly.
Ugly. And then finding out you could have got 12 of them for the price that you spent on this one hideous bonnet.
Woo, not even. You probably could have got a good 45. Because bonnets are not that fucking high, girl. Really, $2 to $5, I would say. Right. Depending on how nice of a one you want. You know, you want one with a drawstring. You need an extra long one, because sometimes you need one just for your braids or for your fake locks or whatever. And you can invest in a good bonnet. But a bonnet over $10, I don't even think exists in the beauty supply store.
Tammy Roman must be incensed.
Gotta be. Okay, because didn't she already have this idea?
She made the effort to put little prints on them and little extra designs and little Tammy Roman faces.
But you can't fool niggas. Tammy Roman knew she was selling the designs and her fucking emojis on this shit. She knew black women could go around the corner and get a bonnet. That's it.
Exactly. So she had to step it up to bring a little something extra to the bonnet game. While you just trying to bring these basic ass bonnets to the table and act like an innovator. I wish you would fall. I wish you would just trip and scrape your knee.
Speaking of people I wish would fall, Frederica on Pose. Are you caught up on Pose?
I missed the last episode. Yeah, so
I ain't even gonna tell you, but
I also wanted to very quickly mention that I just picked up my copy of Missy Elliott's Murder.
Yes, it's out on newsstands. Great, I'm gonna go get one.
The Video Vanguard, and I just wanted to very quickly mention that while I was in the Dwayne Reed downstairs,
the Dwayne Reed.
They should just call it that. He should invest. He should buy Dwayne Reed and just change it to Dwayne Reed.
No, he should not.
It's like waiting. So I bought this because obviously Missy Elliott is the greatest, and she looks so regal on the cover of this magazine. And when I went up to the counter, young black girl sees the magazine and the other things I purchased, and she's like, "Oh, who is this?" And she twirls it around. She sees, and she's like, "Oh, that's Missy Elliott. I know her." And I was like, I see where this is going.
Please.
And then, mind you, she's not really speaking to me as much as she's speaking to her coworker right next to her, who is an older woman who looked like she may have been Latina or something. And she's like, yeah, I know her. She's Work It. Work It, right?
Oh, God.
And the lady next to her, who's a bit older again, is like, that's not the only song that she made. And I was just like, oh, God, thank you. There's an angel in here, Jesus. Like, because I just felt the steam. And she was like, yeah, I work it. And, you know, like 1, 2 step, 1, 2 step. And the lady was like, that's not even her song.
Let it end. Let it end.
Oh, but she's on the song. And then she goes, I didn't even know that was her. It doesn't look like her. I thought it was like K. Michelle or somebody. My transaction was approved at that moment, so I just picked up my things, and I wanted to ask her if she would have liked to fight, because I felt personally attacked in that moment. I felt as though...
I'm going to have to ask if you want to go outside.
She knew who I was and made an effort to personally attack me as well as Melissa.
Honestly, she did.
Just because of her own, I don't know, evilness, anger, hatred,
ignorance.
I don't know, ignorance.
So many things.
So I just wanted to send a special middle finger to that young lady for that. You know, I didn't allow you to trip me up because I know the devil is always out here. And I know that he is steady picking on those he knows he can really get to in ways he knows he can really get to them. I don't even know what the fuck is in Marie Claire. I think this is a beauty magazine or something like that. I know that Missy Elliott is on the cover of it, and so I purchased it.
Yes, and a black girl did the interview, I'm pretty sure.
So you looked at this woman.
I don't want to say her name
and
if I'm
said that this nigga. Let me tell you something.
The fact that you know K. Michelle, but you like fuzzy on Missy Elliott.
That's 1-2 step.
I'm just really confused. Like,
I hate y'all.
It's disrespect. You mean, did you go to the one literally right down the street?
Literally right down here.
Okay, so then I saw that Latina lady earlier. She checked me out, but I didn't see a white woman. She wasn't up there.
No, it was a black girl.
Wait, a black girl did that shit?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm disgusted.
I'm very upset about it.
Wow. Okay, yeah.
I said maybe she's quite a bit younger or whatever.
That's gross.
And so I was like, you know what? She might just be a little bit younger. At least she got 2 songs. She got 2 songs. Fine, I'll take it. But then she was like, oh, I thought that was K. Michelle. Oh, so you want a box.
Yeah. I think she is. Honestly, I think she knows who you are. And I think she's a K. Michelle stan. And she did that on purpose.
Maybe.
Because that's rude.
But you know what? God don't like ugly.
He don't.
He really fucking does.
Something not good is going to happen to that girl.
And it just is what it is. Nigga, Messy Miles posted on Instagram this picture. It was like a screenshot of K. Michelle talking about how much she loved Pose and she want to start a house because she's gay too and she's on Grindr and blah, and she would be a great mother or whatever.
Oh my God.
And Miles gonna say... Miles gonna say,
girl.
Miles gonna say, who wants to join the house of Yoda Lady?
No fucking body is who? No goddamn body.
Bitch, when I tell you that shit sent me. Anyways.
Oh, yeah. Ashley Ford is the one who did that Missy interview in Marie Claire. So I have to make sure I go get that.
She looks beautiful on the cover.
She does. This is absolutely gorgeous hair and styling and all that. But honestly, that young woman came for you directly.
Yeah, I feel like she meant to personally attack me. I was quite offended.
Well, since DoorDash decided to not piss me off this week, although I thought they would, I am just going to quickly say that I hate you niggas for this Ice Bay bullshit. Have you heard of this?
Ice Bay?
So when Mike Pence was touring one of them concentration camps they have on the border, there was a photo that...
Please don't tell me it's a person who works for ICE. That's fine.
Yes, it is a woman, light-skinned Latina, who is pretty. Nothing to write home about, but she's pretty. I'll give her that. And when I tell you niggas started fully lusting after this girl to the point where she created a Twitter. She is like... I
just found her.
She's loving the... all you have to do is Google the hashtag Ice Bay and it will come up. She is loving all the fucking attention.
Kiara Cervantes.
Kiara Cervantes. She has almost 70,000 fucking followers. It's been like less than 2 weeks. And niggas are saying... When I tell you the most ignorant shit, like all of a sudden I feel undocumented, or tell ICE I need to be taken into custody, or I wouldn't have no problem being locked up in a cage if she the one coming through with the meals and all this other
Mind
shit.
you, let me find some more pictures because she's cute.
She's cute. Like, and literally that's it. She's cute and that's it. It's nothing to be so excited about. It is nothing to back up these 70,000 followers and fans she suddenly has.
You could literally go to Dykeman and find like
there are a million
much more beautiful girls,
way prettier than that, all over this fucking city. But like, what I can't understand is how y'all can lust after a woman who is actively choosing every day to go be a guard at a concentration camp where they are doing all sorts of unspeakable, horrific things to men, women, and children in the custody of this country.
Let me stop talking about
And
that.
Customs and Border Patrol came out and was like, yeah, she is a CBP officer and she can post whatever she wants to.
Oh, so they're living too.
They know it. They know it and they love it. And she's come out talking about she loves her job and she loves defending and protecting her country. It's probably the most positive thing that
anybody has said about ICE.
It is just, I know niggas think with they dicks and so they don't even care about the implications of this, but it's just really fucking ugly that y'all are uplifting somebody who does something so awful and lusting after her like like she has done something like decent or good. Like she's an awful person.
But you know what? At the same time, I just feel like there's so many people that simply want to just say things that they know will draw. I mean, trolls. You know what I mean?
Like making art of her though. Look at her.
Yeah, no,
naked
I see it
in an American flag.
You know, I see
with an eagle on her shoulder.
I see an anime version of her. I see like all kinds of stuff of this girl. But yeah, I just feel like people like saying stuff that they know is like fucked up because they think that it's funny, it will get them attention, and there are no real consequences for this type of shit.
Right.
So I don't know. I feel like that's another reason why I just don't be paying much attention to some of the shit that y'all niggas be saying, especially on Twitter, because y'all love to just be intentionally horrible because you think that it's funny. And some like dark jokes are funny, but come on, y'all. First of all, ice. Secondly, this girl ain't that cute.
She's not. And in the background, you can see
people,
so many hungry people
in literal cages.
And you niggas are focused on this girl with a cute face and nothing else. I mean,
you could literally go to like 165th and find girls.
You ain't even got to go that far up.
I mean,
you really ain't.
And find
girls. As soon as you hit Washington Heights, it's over.
Shitting on this girl. Like, shitting on her.
Face and body. It just don't make no sense. Like, I know the bar is beneath the fucking Earth's crust for these niggas, but this is a new low. I really don't understand how y'all care this little about what's going on in this country. It's tragic. And
I honestly commend the people who are still out here making an effort, you know, to try and get motherfuckers to think differently. I guess that we do a bit of that every week that we come in here. But when I tell you my faith has dwindled almost into nothing these days, I'm doing the best I motherfucking can. But it's just been so clear. Like, I thought to myself this week, how often we say and have said, man, it's blank year. You know, like we have said, it's 2019. We say that every year.
We do.
And I've heard it every year, damn near all of my life. And I was high as fuck the other night.
Oh, Lord.
I thought to myself, that is a clear indication of the cycle that we continuously go in as people on this planet of thinking the same bullshit, doing the same bullshit, and getting the same results and then starting all over. Like, obviously, there have been things that have happened even within my life that are signs of like the ability to have hope about anything, you know, whatever.
Right.
But there's just so much bullshit that is like dancing in flames around all of those moments that it's almost hard to think that people at some point might think differently or give a fuck about human beings or mind their own goddamn business and just have respect for their fellow man. But it's like, shit, I could scroll down something on Twitter or on Instagram or whatever, just read a headline and tell you how the internet is going to react to it and when the internet is going to jump to some other shit and how they will react to that shit as well. And I don't know, sometimes it's hard not to get sucked into this like vortex of cynicism and hopelessness because people have just very clearly commit to being ignorant and like forever with this infinite access to information. We're not even talking about the generation where our parents lived in, where you had to go to the fucking libraries and shit if you wanted to learn something. You can open your phone and have all of the information right in front of you, whether you want to or not. And yet we are committed to being fucking stupid and ignorant about things, even things that are destructive to us, because we just want to get a whole bunch of hearts underneath the shit that we just posted or thumbs up or whatever. And it's like, there's nothing wrong with poking fun or saying something a little fucked up or whatever for a joke. Like, that's cool. But you really gonna take this bitch who looks like any old body that is working at a concentration camp and make her a viral sensation so she can get her life? That's what we're doing? Okay.
Honestly, my spirit has been low anyway because it's all of that. It's all of this fuckery going on with the government, watching white men do everything they can to keep this white man in office.
That as well.
It's just incredibly disheartening because it's so fucking obvious that the black president would have been impeached and removed from office for this. It would have been happened. And yet every possible legal avenue except impeachment, like everything is being done. It's like now all of a sudden you following everything by the letter. Now all of a sudden there's exceptions for this and we can ignore court orders and we can blah, blah, blah. And we have to be patient and all this other shit. It wouldn't be none of that if Barack Hussein Obama had done this shit.
They would have threw Obama's ass in a brazen bull and set that shit aflame.
Robert Mueller had to go in front of Congress and say the things he already said in his fucking report.
Yep.
Because Americans, I don't know. I guess the idea here is that we have to actually hear somebody say it because nobody wants to read the fucking words. But like nothing new was said today. And he said over and over, the president lied about this no obstruction, no collusion shit. We did not find that. He was not totally exonerated. Things that have been said. And yet still it's like,
oh, well.
It's so frustrating. It's so frustrating. Yet another black trans woman shot to death a few days ago, Denali Stuckey. And it's just like, after that episode of Pose where we lost Candy, and then India Moore wrote this long, beautiful thread of all these black trans women who have been murdered this year, and then seeing another name added to that list. It's like, there are just so many things in this world that are getting me down and fucking with my mood in a huge way.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Like, I'm really trying. John Lewis said, you know, don't lose yourself in hope and despair. You know, you got to keep the fight up and all this. And I'm really trying. But like, bitch, this is awful.
I think that if anything, there is a solace for me in knowing that a bit of that fight is just ingrained into my spirit. Like, I don't think that I'm ever going to just fully surrender to fucking idiots.
Right.
But it is really hard to just like continuously every day make an effort to really like change the way that ignorant and destructive mindsets like destroy people literally every day, even if that's just with my opinion or statements or hardcore facts that everybody has access to, because it's very clear that people across colors, really across gender and all of that stuff, make an effort to not only not give a fuck, but even joke about things. Like, there's just been so many
like this
things.
ice-based shit. It's all a joke to y'all.
There's so many things that we see that's really about like people's lives and or their livelihood that motherfuckers make a mockery of. White people, black people, Republicans, Democrats, whatever. And it's just like, okay, a joke is a joke is a joke is a joke is a joke. I tell jokes. I get that. Do not get me fucked up. But like, when do we actually break down what's really going on and do some work? Because this is, I don't know. Some shit is just ridiculous.
It is.
And it's very exhausting to get up all of the time. I don't know how some of y'all really be arguing with these motherfuckers and shit like that on Twitter. I just be in my mentions.
That I'm not going to do.
Seeing what y'all are joking about. Talk about a video game or some shit every now and then I'm out. Because every single time I get on Twitter, I usually see y'all, especially in the summertime, arguing about gender stuff. Hot boy this and hot girl that and the city boys and women this and men that and whatever else. And a lot of that shit is super irrelevant because it's just whatever fucking skewed idea you have of the opposite sex or the same sex going on in your mind, and it really has nothing to do with anybody but you. But I don't know, it's hard to look at that shit and just not instantly want to go to bed.
Right, exactly. And that is usually how it makes me feel. I haven't been able to watch cable news. You know, I used to be obsessed and had it on 24/7. I can't do that no more. Just because it's affecting me like in my downtime, in my time away from, you know, the internet and TV and all that. It's like heavy on my heart just how awful this country is, just how much bullshit this administration is getting away with. And it just is
every time.
It's so disheartening, but I'm trying, and I'm trying to keep the faith, and I will hopefully be doing better here soon. And hopefully, you know, this president actually faces some fucking consequences, but I'm not holding my breath about it anymore.
Yeah, I'm not doing that shit either.
I feel like y'all are just going to focus on trying to get him out in 2020, and y'all are ignoring the fact that the election security is almost certainly going to be compromised, and Russia has probably already started on fucking with our elections and all that. And even if Donald Trump does lose, he's probably not going to leave office peacefully. And he has all these dumbass, redneck-ass supporters with 50-ass guns each, and they're going to start a fucking civil war behind this. See, that's where my brain goes, and that's why I had to turn the fucking cable news off. But
it's hard not to.
It's hard, right? It's hard not to because you see them blatantly, right in front of our fucking salads. They are doing this right in front of our fucking faces.
That's why I've said, and we have both said numerous times on this show and off the show, that it's like, I would much rather a racist, for instance, to just be like, I am racist.
Yes.
Like, stand up in that shit. Because then we can get to the fucking point. We can skip over all of the bullshit that y'all like to shadow around the issues all of the time and get to the real meat of the situation and attack that. But y'all don't want to do that. Nope. And it's ever present in every single thing that you read all the time. Yep. Every time you watch the news, there's more of it. And it's damn near impossible to not just feel defeated. I can't tell you how many times I've watched news or read a headline and I am screaming at the walls or at Link.
Yep.
Just like, God damn, people are fucking stupid.
Yes.
And then I just get exhausted and want to go to bed because I have no hope for the planet.
See, and that doesn't get us anywhere. So
at all.
You can't stay tapped in and tuned in all the time. It's important to remain aware, but it's also important to take some time away from that shit and do real self-care.
Hot
Not
yoga.
manicures and bubble baths, even though those are great. But like really sorting through your emotions, working through your shit, journaling and meditating, all that shit is important for relieving the stress of living in this trash ass. I mean, or just eating you a bunch of carrot cake Oreos and saying, fuck this.
Well, be careful.
You got to be careful with them hoes because I definitely did eat half a pack in one day.
I tried to tell y'all, like, y'all wanted to judge me and then you tried them. So there you go.
At first I was like, oh, they're a little sweet. I'll just eat the cookie part. I don't really need the cream part.
Yeah. That's what you thought.
Bitch. I mean, and they lasted several days like that, but then the other day, it just all went to hell.
Those s'mores were hitting too.
Oh my God.
Chocolate peanut butter pie. Okay, so birthday cake, chocolate peanut butter pie, carrot cake, maybe top 3 for me.
Okay.
Oreo.
That makes sense. Chocolate and peanut butter is an automatic win for me. Like, I love that combination so much.
It is a winning team.
I like peanut butter
in the
anything.
world of Oreo.
And so you add chocolate? Oh my God.
It's so fucking good.
I used to feel so bad for people with peanut allergies. I used to actually go up to them and be like, I'm sorry for your loss.
So sorry.
Because, bitch, how can you not have peanut butter and jelly sandwiches after school every day?
That's how motherfuckers react when they find out I'm allergic to shellfish.
Yeah, I still feel for you.
Oh my.
Oh my God.
I am so, like, they put a hand on my shoulder. Like,
yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Growing up in my family, it would have been a lot of times where you just could not.
Growing up in my family, yeah.
They'd be, go in there and cook some chicken because he can't.
They make some curried shrimp and then they look at me like, oh,
right.
Damn.
I mean, it's still some curry.
I forgot you're allergic to shrimp. Mama, I've been allergic to shrimp for 15 years. I'm a child. How do you forget every time? You forget every time.
Woo! Okay, I think that's going to wrap up this week's episode of The Read. Check us out on social media at This Is The Read. Our website is thisistheread.com. Don't forget to check out our sponsor, ThredUp. ThredUp is the world's largest online consignment and thrift store. They make it easy to stay on trend and on budget with up to 90% off top brands like Nike, Free People, and more, all from the comfort of your own home. Never pay full price again and shop guilt-free with ThredUp and get an extra 30% off your first order at thredup.com/read. Terms do apply. That is thredup.com/READ for an extra 30% off today. All right. Any news this week, Kid Fury?
I don't believe there is anything new to announce this particular week. So yes.
Okay.
That's that.
I will be hosting a Black Lady sketch show screening in Atlanta on Friday.
Fun.
I am very excited for y'all to see this show, even though I have literally nothing to do with it. I love it so much that I am excited for the rest of y'all to see it, especially this first episode.
Very good.
So, I will be there. I do not know how you can register or anything. I don't know if HBO is doing registrations or whatever. I just know that I have to talk about it. Yeah. Yes. And I will be in Atlanta, and I'm getting my wig on Thursday. You did say something about getting a wig. I am, and I cannot wait. I'm so excited. And I will be hosting one in New York City as well on July 30th. So thank you, HBO, for the opportunity. I love working with y'all. You know how it is.
When do they premiere again?
August 2nd is when a
Right.
Black Lady Sketch Show premieres, and I will be having watch parties at my house. You know how I am.
It's very good.
So yeah, if you, I don't know if you can come through, but if you can, I hope to see you there. All right. Do we have anything else? An acronym or your words of advice? Niggas tagged me in so many French fry arguments this week.
Yeah.
I had no idea y'all would take that the way you did. They really went in.
Like, we weren't that serious. So, I mean,
Like, we are joking with each other, but I
I
feel
can't
like,
even think of the last time I asked for fries with no salt. Maybe college.
like, right. Usually fries are just fine. So.
Yeah, like, I don't.
I was just, the old Wendy's employee in me felt a way about that.
Yeah, nigga, comedy.
I hate you.
No real life hack or advice. I could get specific, but then mess. I will just say,
Okay.
you know what? Classic life hack that has been passed down generation after generation. Some people say, sweep around your front porch
Yes.
before you try to sweep around mine. Some
Mhm.
people say, mind the plank in your eye.
Mhm.
But ultimately, what we're saying is mind your own motherfucking business.
Yeah.
If you are not losing sleep, if you're not losing money, if you're not losing dick or puss over the situation,
Right.
if you're gonna probably go to sleep just fine, otherwise,
Yeah.
you can just go to bed. Everything doesn't need a commentary. We don't need to know about all your preferences or opinions. Okay? Sometimes you can just go right on down to like Office Max, get you a composition book, and write all your
Write it on
thoughts
down.
right in there.
Yes. Go off, Moesha.
Hell, if you end up being special to somebody someday, maybe it'll be worth something when
Yeah.
you're dust.
You could do your Taylor Swift shit and write a bunch of songs about your feelings or whatever the fuck else.
But your unpopular opinion doesn't need to be shared with the world all of the time.
Oh,
Sometimes
well.
it could just be your unpopular opinion. Just you and your brain.
Good luck getting that to catch
Or
on.
your cat. Oh, quick PSA and tell a friend. We are going to be late next week. We're going to be coming in a little bit late. The girls have things to do. But you'll get your episode next week, Friday. That is right. Next week, Friday. That is August.
Nope.
Nope. That is...
Oh, wait, it is Friday.
Right. Okay. That's
You was
August
right.
2nd.
Okay. Oh, that's the same day as the Black Lady Sketch Show.
Perfect. So we will be back with an episode on August 2nd, the same day as Black Lady Sketch Show, right here for you. Tell someone, I know y'all gonna forget or whatever, and be mad at us. Next week, Friday, is the new episode of The Read. I'm going on vacation. I need a vacation. Okay? So the end. All who don't like it, go suck out your blood clot mother.
Bye, y'all.